Hi, chat. How is everyone doing today? Ah, ah, ah. Squad Sane's stream about Jar? That's a thing? I don't even know who that is. Hello, everyone! You know what? I'm gonna alert my Patreon server to the fact that this stream is happening. Because I have not done that yet. Everyone, why? Yes, I know I'm adding 30 fucking people, dude. That's my those are oofs. Those are oofs. Okay. Girly, what's my Patreon? Well, why don't I post it? Here's my Patreon. When did you start? I started literally just a little bit ago. Hi, Kyle. Oh my god, it's Blake Gunnels! Am I tweaking? Are you a Jack's profile picture, Blake Gunnels, or am I blind? Oh no, that's Wolf! Oh my god, you love Wolf! Oh my god, I love Wolf. Oh my god, dude. Okay, listen. When it comes to crushes on these Star Fox characters, listen. Star Fox, you know, McCloud, he's like cute, whatever, fine, whatever. Falco, love myself a cocky son of a bitch. Wolf, hot. Beautiful, amazing, gorgeous. When are we getting the Star Fox stream? I don't know. I still have a fever, you guys. Have I talked about the fact that I've had like a fever for 3 days? No other symptoms. It's just feverish. Hi, Kathy is resting. Everyone, welcome to the stream. This will be the last installment of this bullshit, dude, because I cannot handle it anymore. For those of you who don't know, we are watching the flops known as Silver Indeed. Listen, okay. Put a 1 in chat if you have not tuned into any of the streams previous and you don't know what the fuck anything about Deed and Silver is about. Okay, 2s. Okay, so everyone is pretty much aware. So I don't have to give a recap. We're all good, right? Also, be sure to like the streams. The stream, besties. Okay, God bless. Okay, I don't know if we have much to go over before. Maybe a recap. We watched more of the video. The last part we got onto was like we talked about how Silver confronted Avi about the claim, accused him of sexual harassment. And then fucking that caused Avi to run off onto an alt account that he added me on and basically made sure that I was on his side. Which it's reasonable to be on his side for that because he didn't sexually harass Deed. And so by throwing around that flagrant fucking allegation and being a complete idiot and pussy about things, Deed incidentally crafted a victim scenario for Avi to, like, paint himself as the victim and convince me of that, despite the fact that he was actively doing shit worse to me. I saw Lyle go over a grunge montage in the first video. You gotta see it after you're done going over the main bits. What the fuck? Okay, sure. What the hell? Sure. Why not? I'm getting psychic. You know I'm streaming right now. I can't watch all these things. Close-up of Deed's teeth. Are they bad? Does she have bad dental hygiene? I'll kill myself if she has bad dental hygiene. In Minecraft. Not IRL. Deed kind of pushed you into Offie's arms because of the whole sexual harassment situation? Kind of. Because she falsely accused him, that made him, you know, get me on his side for that and see him as like a victim of false allegations, which just further fucking buried me into, you know, the mindset that he already had me in, which was that what he was doing with me was entirely okay. Okay, and we're gonna go over some stuff for this video. We're gonna go over the parts about, it's called Average Pervert Part 2 Repeat Offender? Question mark? Yes. Thread continuation. I have no interest in this. It doesn't seem like it. Keyblade. Okay, I don't care. And then the George Raccoon section. We're gonna have to watch that part, because that part sounds evil, bro. Sounds fucking like death. Okay, is everyone ready? Is everyone ready? Let me stop the music. I don't think I have anything else to go over. Today's pretty straightforward. To be honest, it's kind of a chill stream. Don't have as many viewers. Sometimes Saturdays are like that. Saturdays don't have as like much viewership or whatever because people go out and have fun. And I mean, like, I'm chill with that. I just want to get this out of the way because, like, goddamn, I'm fucking tired of this shit. Oh, also, before we start, you know what time it is. Nice and clean. Crispy. My inner ear felt that. Also, hello everyone. Okay, I did want to ask a question. Finally call a live stream. Welcome. It's good to see you. I love seeing new faces around. You guys, who was there yesterday when we were on the Ace Space stream? When I was there with Ace and Yen. And we went over the whole allegations against Liquid Ooze in the SEC and Sparrow's fumbling of that, as well as their complete fucking destruction yesterday after they baselessly accused another person of, you know, grooming or predatory behavior. That's how I found you? Oh, that's so sweet. It was a fun on that stream. It was pretty chaotic. It was fun. But it was evil. What we were going over was evil. And I have a feeling that won't be the last time we talk about that topic. Because I just don't think it will. And to be honest, I got more to say on it. Spell Shit was basically another Deed and Silver moment, but without the backshot skins. Yeah, it was like woke Deed and Silver. Yeah, the fucking Timu Deed. The Amazing Digital Circus references. Yeah, because Ace started that shit. And then I said the fucking, I made it take you to Pedo Town. And also, why do I do Bubbles' voice so well? That's disturbing. I just scared myself. Starbird3939, thank you for the, why can't I fucking heart your donation? Dude, YouTube sucks right now. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even see the chat on, like, the actual streamer page. I had to go on to the live stream and pop out the chat from there. Be sure to take ibuprofen, drink electrolytes, and take showers, and wear light clothes. Meanwhile, I have a cold. I am wearing a very light nightgown, and I'm drinking water right now, and I did take a shower this morning. What else happened? What else? Oh yeah, and the fact that fucking the backdrop for the call that we went over was just Ribbit's face stretched across the screen because I have a hyperfixation on Ribbit right now. Okay. Let's get into this stupid video. Oh yeah, your little sister. Deed actually gets angry at Yoon for a white people joke and says, quote, I'm Caucasian, but if I were any other race, this would look really bad. Dude! How are you, like, you know, fucking goth emo and also, like, turfish? Embarrassing. How are you not embarrassed? Zills 4190, thank you for the $4.99. Hello, Chuli. Was listening to Immolation before tuning in, but that band's music, the good kind of dark and evil. I'll believe you, even though I don't get to listen to metal. I'm sorry. I think the closest I ever got to listening to like metal and stuff like that was like Poppy. If y'all remember Poppy. I did fuck with her albums hardcore. I fucked with, why am I forgetting the name of her album? What's the name of that album? Is it I Disagree? Was that the name of the album? Did it have a title track? Because I know the song I Disagree. I just can't remember if that was the album title. And then I also liked the fucking NXT or NTX soundtrack mini album thing that she did. With, like, Eat. Yeah. I Disagree was a great fucking album. I loved listening to that shit, especially right before the pandemic. It was kind of crazy. Yeah, the Eat EP. Hell yeah, we got some Poppy fans in the chat. Okay. We should start the video now. I'm shy. I've been stalling because watching these videos fucking sucks. I fucking hate these people. I want them to die in Minecraft. Stop playing copyrighted music in your videos. I hate you.
Just as a small refresher, Avi is a spineless, not-loving, perverted creep who I regret ever befriending now and forever. We're going to go over the very first message.
That's, you know, you can save it, Silver. You can save it. Because if you knew what Avi did to me, you would have stayed silent about it. If I had talked about what Avi did to me and then I got dogpiled, you would have stayed shut the fuck up. You and your fucking bitch-ass wife. Because that's what y'all did regarding someone else that was victimized and came forward about it. Hi, Rez! I need to message you about that blonde boy again. How dastardly I need him.
I'll be posted in the thread because it is very telling what his intentions.
How much longer does this video go on for? We have like 20 minutes of this to watch, and then like another 20
throughout
minutes. We
this
have 40 minutes to watch today. Oh, ooh, I'm killing myself.
Thread.
I'll be the first to say that Deed has every right to not want to be around me. The way I acted towards her was gross and creepy and disrespectful of boundaries, and no amount of grooming going on at the time is going to change that.
Well, would you look at that? A second confession from Avi himself, and he wasn't even confronted by anyone this time. However, I find it eerie how he brought up the grooming allegations that were going on within the SEC at the time, especially considering he had attempted to defend George by stating that if George is a pedophile, then he himself is one to the said minor he groomed. I'm not kidding.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, you're not even wrong, but like, just because it's you doing this, I hate it, dude.
Despite this, however, this is the funniest fucking joke he's ever made in his life. So the fact you were outed as a groomer, Avi, just goes to show how much of a creep you truly are. But it's not like you're gonna somehow turn this around and paint yourself as a victim.
However, I draw the line at her using that as a reason to destroy friendships and relationships between Silver and others because they associate with...
Calvary is queer. Thank you for the $9.99. Lord, give me strength. Also, hi, I'm cleaning the patio. Soon you'll be cleaning our patio.
me.
Wogue! Everyone get a wogue in chat for Cal. Wogue!
I'm gonna get a prop for this one.
Oh my god, what are we doing?
And relationships
What did he say?
between Silver and others because they associate with me.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, Avi can have been creepy, but like that, yeah, I feel like if you're telling everyone to stop being friends with him, that is ridiculous.
I'm gonna get a prop for this one.
They don't know what that means, Cal. Shh, 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 shh. Oh my god. Get it? There's a joke here. So well timed and paced. I love it.
Pardon?
If you're in a relationship and the person you're friends with is friends with people you don't like very much, what gives you the right to forcefully break those friendships?
Don't like very much, and I don't
I'll be free of this video after today. I refuse to come back to this shit after today.
care if he sent unsolicited photos. Get over it. Are two very...
What?
Don't like very much, and I don't care if he sent unsolicited photos.
Shut up. You people are so fucking malicious in the way you frame that. You guys actually give, like, Avi a reasonable out to frame himself as a victim because you guys are such stupid, incapable adults.
Get over it are two very different things, Avi. I don't want to associate with people who disrespected what my partner went through, because that would entail I don't respect them either.
What? How the fuck is... Avi didn't do that.
Gives you the right to dictate significant other's entire fucking social life? Because I'm not gonna lie, that sounds pretty fucking abusive to me.
I'm just gonna show you exactly how fucking brain dead this ideology is.
I mean, yeah, it is abusive to, like, forward allegations that don't make sense, lie, omit things, and misconstrue everything into a victim narrative, and then demand that people meet your expectations based on that narrative. That is abusive. That's abusive and manipulative and controlling. The Heaton tried to do the same fucking thing.
So the means of a dark comedy sketch. Enjoy!
Actually, yeah, this is the most sinister thing you could have ever fucking done, Silver. And Deed come out with such shit allegations against the man that groomed me that I feel the need to come out and defend him against your fuck-ups because you decided to tie me into this shit by connecting it to my story. Funnily, oh my god, what do we do? That was an unfortunate freeze frame.
Yeah.
Dude, you live? Do you live in like a fucking dark web red room? Why does your house look like there's people tortured in it on the daily? Why does your house look like a snuff film set? And yes, I will judge you.
Yeah.
Dude, like, cause, like, I'm not gonna fucking lie, dude, like, Kylie, you know, Clown Teeth, she's super fucking goth, like, to the max, and, like, I've seen what, like, her living space looks like, and, like, it's fucking, like, it slaps, okay? You can be alternative and not live in a fucking pigsty. Calvary is queer! Surprise back shots. Thank you for the $4.99.
No, yeah, that's
Michael!
Yeah. Right.
Is this why you haven't answered any of my calls?
No, they're always like that. They're always like, it's every day too with them.
Oh my god, get it? He's not paying attention to her. We needed to drag that out over 1 fucking minute.
Michael!
Like every single
That does look like a fire couch. Goddamn, I'd be sitting in that shit.
day.
Not these people, because they probably have, like, infested it with some type of bacteria that I do not want to know about.
Michael!
Hold on.
Michael!
What?
Who are you talking to?
Kevin.
Kevin. As in, guy who lives down the street with 5 rabid dogs, Kevin?
Yeah, that Kevin. What other Kevin would it be? Oh, yeah, no, Dee just came home. She just came in bitching about something, as usual.
Are you fucking for real right now?
Hold on. What?
Michael, he literally sticks his dogs on me. They just did. Just now.
Oh, come on, you know they're not like that. They're playful.
Playful? Does this look painful to you?
I mean, to be fair, if you've had a cat, that is playful.
What's the big deal?
Cats will fuck your arms up.
You always look like that. That's your whole thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's your fetish, Deed.
Yeah, she's talking about your dogs. She's just overreacting. Your dogs are chill.
To be fair, if I saw a Deed and I had big dogs, I would also sick them. Why is she holding back the door as if the dogs are going to turn the knob with their their opposable thumbs?
You can't be serious right now.
Look, Dee, I love you, but maybe next time just don't aggravate Kevin's dogs. You seem to be the only one who has this sort of issue.
Michael, literally yesterday when I was taking the trash out, on our property, Kevin was on the other side of the street, walking his dogs.
I'm so bored. We're not... Shut up.
Like, get together and play, like,
Oh my gosh, she's so tough with a crowbar.
Call of Duty 78 or something. Yeah. So this is bad.
What is that on the... What is this? How much do you pay for this place? Or are you squatting? Was this like an abandoned home? And you just like decided to make it where you live? This is bleak, dude. This looks worse than like the garage in my backyard that has been like abandoned for like 10 years.
8 or something.
That doesn't even have walls.
Yeah. So this is bad.
Oh my god, this is bad.
Avi holds this belief that people should befriend a sexual harasser and their victim at
Oh my god. You're boring. I'm gonna start
the same
skipping.
time. He believes he should continue to associate with me despite Deed being my partner.
I'm gonna
And you want to know who
repeat
agrees with him?
myself.
Everyone in this goddamn thread. Not me, though. You want to know why? Because this is textbook victim blaming, people.
Chat. I know I've mentioned it before, but have I actually ever really gone into detail about what manipulation through definition is? Like what manipulating through definition is? I believe it's called definitional manipulation. Where's the victim? Why are they acting like this is new info? Okay, let me just tell you what definitional manipulation is, okay? I wrote this up in Courthouse last year because Heaton was a big fan of this method. Manipulating through definitions, also known as definitional manipulation, is a persuasive technique that attempts to influence someone's understanding or interpretations of a concept by redefining it or using a biased definition. This can involve narrowing or broadening the scope of a term, such as sexual harassment, associating it with positive or negative connotations, such as, unsolicited photos, or using ambiguous language to create confusion. That is what they have done here. They have broadened the definition of sexual harassment into thing that have made me uncomfortable and was also sexual in nature. And because of that, they have turned themselves, with that broadened definition, which is inaccurate, they have used it to apply to a situation that it would not apply to under the actual definition, parameters of the original definition. And because of that, they are now using that to say that Deed is a victim of sexual harassment, and therefore, Avi is a sexual harasser, and if you don't agree and drop him, then you must be fine with sexual harassment, and therefore, you are an enabler of sexual harassment. You see how, we got to something way fucking worse, and how Deed and Silver are completely just trying to control everyone's actions and the narrative simply because they are deciding that words mean what they don't fucking mean? Yeah.
This is the sorry not sorry type of attitude.
It's manipulation that depends on the emotional impact of the term itself in hopes that it would mask the lack of evidence by eliciting a strong emotional response. Exactly. Saying, ooh, you don't want to be okay with this, do you? You don't want to enable this, do you? You don't want to be stuck with the label of an enabler of this, do you? The same thing that fucking Heaton did. Calling, getting into a call with me and taking her fucking verbal licks for goddamn an hour, or however fucking long it would, for all the shit she fucking did. She called that self-harm. So then it would look like I was demanding that she self-harm, so that she could paint herself as the victim and get out of shit while looking not like a pussy, but as a victim. Yawn! I'm bored of you. You don't mean anything. You're garbage. You're garbage. Stinky doo-doo. Ew. Take a shower. Clean your house. You're boring.
This is flat out, he didn't hurt me, therefore I have no reason to stop talking to him kind of mindset. If you...
What?
Not me, though. You want to know why? Because this is textbook victim blaming, people. This is the...
There is real digital self-harm, and taking your licks is not that exactly.
Sorry not sorry type of attitude. This is flat out, he didn't hurt me, therefore I have no reason to stop talking to him kind of mindset. If you genuinely think you could befriend a perpetrator and their victim at the same time...
I thought he said he didn't. He said he didn't. As in, he didn't hurt me, so therefore, yeah. Individualist mindset sucks sometimes. Yes, Silver, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. The only problem is that it's really unreasonable to be making all these demands in your situation.
If you honest to God believe you could stay in a committed relationship whilst harboring your partner's rapist,
What the fuck?!
Sexual harasser or abuser in your social circle...
None of those apply to Avi and Deed. Oh, we're just trying to be as inflammatory as possible. Oh my god. Also, I like how Silver is just completely fucking, buying the narrative of, yeah, I know my girlfriend, engaged with this guy on a sexual level, but she says she did it to gross him out and to push him away, so, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, to be fair, this is the same fucking dude who thinks that his own fucking wife can't consent. Or, sorry, can't revoke consent, which means that you can't consent in the first place. Because if you can't revoke consent, then your consent is illegitimate. because it is out of your control at that point. So I guess Silver just, like, fucking implying that he rapes his wife. Great going there, bud. Oh my god.
You're just a shit fucking person.
True, you are.
You're selfish, inconsiderate, and do not care for survivors of trauma. You know what else it is? Abusive. It is a lack of respect and support towards your partner to not care what they have gone
Oh my god. We're just throwing all the words around. We're literally just throwing all the words around.
through, nor respect their boundaries. Deed not wanting me to associate with Avi's defenders wasn't controlling, it was setting a boundary. But in the SEC's delusional mind, it's quite abusive apparently to have boundaries.
Okay. Sure, whatever. I'm tired, chat. I'm tired. Yeah, who fucking proofread this script? And, like, not gonna lie, I'm side-eyeing, like, a ton of the people who were involved in this shit because everything I've seen in this video is dog-ass garbage doggy doo-doo.
Then again, why are we even surprised given the kind of people they harbored in their community? I just didn't expect them to be so blatantly open about it.
You mean that you were perfectly aware of, by the way, and did nothing to stop?
Having the sex pest speak for himself. Literally admitted he did disgusting things, but then acts like he's a victim in the same fucking sentence.
Oh my god. You know, Avi's admittance was about on the same line as, like, yeah, I was a bitch to this person. I was really mean. But, like, who are they to say that, like, no one is allowed to be, like, mutuals of ours? That, like, it's either them or me. Like, I get that I was mean to that person and I fucked up in that regard. But, like, why do they have to do that? That's the level of doing this. And then they're instead of just being like, oh yeah, he was mean or whatever, they're being like, he literally tried to kill me.
I want to make it clear, Dee didn't force me to do shit. She did, however, tell me,
You're just willfully Okay. I almost got too mad. I almost got too mad and said, I almost said a no word. Just willfully, you know, a pussy. We'll go with that. Willfully a stupid pussy.
if you can't understand how these people are treating me, then I don't want to continue this relationship.
Do these people not understand that they have now made Avi a victim of them? Imagine making a groomer a victim of yourself. I'd kill myself in Minecraft. I need to stop saying that while I'm live. I took my Adderall, okay? I'm not the same person I was 2 hours ago.
She gave me an ultimatum.
I know you give me permission, but I still don't just like to... I don't like calling people slurs. Although I have a difficult... How do I explain this? I have made the joke before that, you know, I would never use, and I don't think I would ever use the R slur against, like, a disabled person for being disabled. Because I feel like the R slur has that, you know, meaning, but also colloquially, the R word has been used as, like, a synonym for, like, stupid. Now, yes, is that use in and of itself ableist? Yes. Because it is, you know, saying that disabled people are stupid and, you know, likening them to disabled people, which means that you're stupid because disabled people are stupid. You get it? Like, that's the line of logic. However, sometimes my brain categorizes it as just a stronger word for, like, stupid, idiot, blah, 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 whatever. So sometimes when I feel like someone is being really dumb, my brain thinks of using it. But we have self-restraint. I understand that that is offensive, so I'm not going to say it publicly. Who just misgendered me? Nocturnal Light? Did you just misgender me? That's okay. Did you misgender? Oh, no. You're allowed to call me girl. What the fuck? No, that's fine. Girl is a gender neutral term. I literally called Thomas girl. Lio Convoy. I will be talking to Lio Convoy, and I will be like, you know, girl what? Or like, girl this, girl that. Girly pop. You know, that kind of thing. I do not love calling people slurs. There is a difference between knowing your friends and calling them slurs, or whatever the fuck, and then just like outwardly calling someone a slur in a derogatory manner. Again, I feel like it's slightly different for the R word, because I feel like everyone in America has grown up with a different connotation of it just being like a more edgier, more severe version of stupid or idiotic. Whatever. They made me unwoke. That's crazy. This is probably the most woke take I could have.
But she had every right to.
Hearing Lyle be like, oh my god, girl. To be fair, okay. I was in a call with Ace and Lio today. In his server. And I quoted Ace. Because we were talking about something that like Ace was doing. And Lyle was like, damn. You know, like, what he... Actually, I don't know if Lyle says damn. But he was like, you know, I would have thought that you, Ace, of all people, would have been like, ugh, it's okay, kitten. And Lyle actually fucking said that. And I no-clipped into the back rooms. I wanted to cry. And to be fair, Lyle's not wrong. Ace would say that. But goddamn, I didn't expect to hear Lio trying to imitate Ace saying some of the incredibly cursed fucking shit that Ace says.
She wanted to be respected. She wanted me to stop defending people who called her delusional and a liar, and wanted a partner that would respect her, that would listen to her, not come home and yell.
You're whipped. You're whipped and you're easily fucking manipulated. You're weak-willed. And that's why you sat there silently in the cuck chair while we verbally beat up your wife in the call. For all the stuff you're puffing your chest out about here. Cause you know, fucking Silver's talking a big game about, oh, you guys are all doggy, like, shit butts. I fucking hate you guys. You're all scum of the earth for not believing Deed. And then in the private call with, like, Lio, me, and Deed and Silver, when Lio and I were like, you weren't fucking sexually harassed, you're fucking stupid for ever fucking saying that, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're dumb, you don't know what that word means. You know, Silver just sat there and was like, so submissive and agreeable. Shut the fuck up, Silver. You're not that guy, you're not tough.
Yell at her and tell her to get over herself. If I couldn't provide that support, then I was undeserving of her. See, I get why Avi...
Dude. I would have to... Like, I don't know what the fuck I would have to do in my life to deserve Deed. Like, what kind of punishment I would, literally what bad acts would be deserving of that punishment? Crazy.
Avi thinks I would be on his side because I made the huge mistake by listening to Avi and everyone else who was defending Avi. I was being selfish. I lied to Deed when I stopped talking to Avi, and I said some hurtful shit. And
oh my god.
See, I get why Avi thinks I would be on his side because I made the huge mistake by listening to Avi and everyone else who was defending Avi. I was being selfish. I lied to Deed when I stopped talking to Avi, and I said some hurtful shit. And when...
What? So you're lying to your partner now? You're lying to your partner? That's great. Drink a monster once. I mean, B. What? Avi is a doctor now? What? How do you know that? Where did you get that information from?
When I realized how dismissive I was being towards her, I made a choice. And I chose my partner over these, quite frankly, toxic and empty friendships I had with these people. Especially given the shit they said about me behind my back, I made a choice.
Damn, sucks to suck, dude. You need better people in your life. Shitty friends going to shitty partner. Oh, Avi's not a doctor as far as I'm aware. The most he ever did was like be like a personal caretaker for like elderly people. And he didn't even do that good. He would literally like sleep on the job. Calvary is here, 1632. Thank you for the $5. My bit was funny. Once more from the top. Stop being submissive and agreeable and start being job applicationable.
And I stand
Hope it's not pediatrics, dude.
by that choice
Oh my god.
to this day. So, Avi, in regards to your comment of,
I also can't be friends with him because of her.
you are incorrect. You can't be friends with me because of me.
Oh, and when did you decide to make that decision, Silver? Oh, right. It was when your girlfriend told you that she didn't want that. And that you would be enabling sexual harassment if you stayed friends with him. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, maybe people were right. Maybe people were right about Deed being a manipulative, controlling little fuck. Crazy.
I made that choice. And another
Crazy. You're married now, dude. You're in the long haul. Good luck. Best of luck, buddy. Hi, Yan. The call is being dropped, yes. As soon as, like, Lio records footage for it or something. I could turn myself up a little bit. Am I fine now? I'm trying to speak as, like, you know, project my voice as far without yelling. Shinobi's Vision, thank you for the $2. Lord have mercy on those elderly people. It's okay. They're rich. They probably exploited people throughout their lives. This is their karma. No, it's the call that we had with Deed and Silver, where we basically fucking mogged Deed, and Silver sat in the cuck chair.
Another thing that I just noticed late in the scripting and want to add, it's so fucking rich that you say this when you're a part of a community that not only ostracized people just for their friendship with Rachel, but your assumptions that someone was friends with Rachel. You all kept various people out of your community, such as Leo, Autumn, Saf, all because they had, or you believed they had, continued their relationships with Ray. Rules for
Oh my god.
me, but not for me, I guess. Your contribution to the thread should have fucking ended here. But no, you keep fucking yapping, and it pisses me the fuck off that nobody realized the disgusting shit you were saying about my partner, and you know, for as much as you guys treated me like a poor, defenseless victim, you certainly were willing to let Avi say some vile shit about me.
Silver, please break up with this bitch. Oh my god!
Unfortunately, it's not our call to make.
Correct. Yet you fuckers couldn't get that through.
Was that supposed to be evidence? That was not evidence of Avi talking shit. You people are dumb. Did any of you graduate high school? Do you have a GED? Something.
Through your thick skull and instead spent the next year or so convincing yourselves otherwise.
Someone please tell Silver to get out of there. Dear God.
Unfortunately, he has stayed true to the hose before bros. What the fuck? That is the
I mean, it's true. You literally did do that. You literally did that.
first time I read that. Jesus, dude.
Okay, sexist comments aside, you sexually harassed my wife.
Oh my god, sexist comment aside, dude. Dude. Okay, I get that hoes before bros, like, or bros before hoes, usually, it, like, started out misogynistic, but, like, am I tripping, or is that, like, also gender neutral? Like, I would be saying that about a girl, one of my girlfriends, if, like, she got whipped over a guy and, like, started doing some dumb shit, and I was like, damn, hoes before bros, I guess. Like, there's women in this thread that are being called bros. Who's to say that men can't be the hoes? Men are hoes. Men are dirty sluts. Y'all are whores. I'm sorry. But it's true. Hoes before bros because of my bros getting some. I'm happy for him. Misandry.
We aren't bros. Wait, no. Actually, making this sexist comment literally shows how much you objectify women, including my own partner.
Oh my god. Silver, you had a fucking Kekistan flag in your room. I'm not gonna listen to some performative fucking Captain Save-A-Ho shit from a fucking weak-willed, limp-wristed white guy. Shut up.
No, fuck off, Avi. Then again, you did exactly that when your creepy-ass behavior was called out. You couldn't handle the heat, and just fucked off. Because that certainly is the action of a remorseful man now, ain't it?
How the fuck do they know that?
Stay the fuck gone, snotfucker.
Where are my misandrists at? Who hates men? Who hates men in my chat?
I feel he deserves better.
Fucking true. Why have the last few relationships he's been in treated him or those around him so fucking badly?
That is real rich, coming from a man who dated a minor once. And
That didn't happen. Stop talking about what happened to me when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I was not a minor when he dated me. Oh my god, Yen, you actually just dropped 9/11 in my DMs. Guys, Ponder made a statement. Do we look at it? Miss Sandra's reporting for duty. Jace, thank you for the £2. Jesus Christ, Yen, you can't just drop that on me. At least warn me. Oh god, okay. Oh yeah. No, if I don't read it right now, it's gonna be on my mind the entire time. Hey, I know it's been a while. I promise I haven't run bullshit. Fuck you. I'm sorry it's taken me so long. I'm working on things to the best of my abilities. Some personal life and family things cropped up that took precedent and could not be ignored. I'm trying to go over everything that I'm aware of. It's taken me a little while, but I'm planning on addressing things. I know if people would prefer an immediate response, but that's just not possible for me at the moment. Okay. That was never my criticism, at least. I can't speak for other people. Probably was other people's criticism. Some other people are stupid. I don't know. My whole thing was that she should have just made a post like this forever ago. Literally, how long did it take for you to make this post? It probably took you no more than 5 minutes. Rebetsu, thank you for the €5. Ah, I'm late again. Here's my late fee. Thank you. Oh god, Jar's Ponder video. That's the one I'm covering in my next video. Hopefully an acknowledgement that I am choosing to not just cut and run and that I'm planning on addressing things will help dissuade concerns for the time being. It'll probably still take me a while yet. You don't have to stick around. To those who have made note that they have been harassed as a result of claiming to be fans of my work, or wanting to wait, or in choosing to stick around, please just focus on yourselves. Your emotional health is more important. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that that's what she focused on. To those who have made note that they have been harassed as a result of claiming to be fans of my work, of wanting to wait, or choosing to stick around, please just focus on yourselves. Your emotional health is more important. Hey, Ponder, maybe you could have also said something like, hey, stop being weird and fucking mean and stupid to the kid I did all this shit to. Or to the person I did all this shit to as a kid. Yeah, feels like a jab at you for handling NB Critical, honestly. If you want updates on how things are progressing, then you can ask Lyle Convoy. Lyle, listen. Peepaw, you know I love you. Peepaw, you know that, like, you're an amazing person in my life, that I care about you very deeply, and you've done a lot of beautiful things for me. Why are you offering yourself up like this? This is a grown woman who's handling her own allegations. Like, I don't think that you need to be like the resident update guy. Because he's the only person currently helping me with things. Yeah, probably because no one wants to be around you after they found out what you did. No, Cloudy! Oh, wait. Never mind. Hope things get more homey for you soon. Okay, bet. Okay, the comments are pretty bare bones. Starbird, thank you for the $4.99. Oh yeah, remind me to send you my DM for Ponder where she took 5 months to give me line art and never contacted me any progress. Crazy. The visceral screech. Ponder winning the I don't give a fuck war. Hold on, I'm looking at something. Allo Ponder. Crazy. Take all the time you need. Blah, 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 blah. True. Hold on. Bunny is disappearing for a second. Can we be so for real right now? You're in your 30s and need another man to handle you addressing your own allegations. Are you dead ass is embarrassing? Lock the fuck in and tee up. The fuck are you doing? Talk your shit, Percussion Prince. Percussion Prince, hit me up. Hit me up. Hit my line. You fucking ate. Oh, gathered. Mogged. Dude, oh, you're so fucking real for that. You're actually the fucking realest bitch for that. Shout out to you. Where are you? Get this man in my chat right now. Dude, why is Midnight Sun stuck in my head? I keep seeing it all over fucking Twitter. A never-ending midnight sun.
And hey, maybe don't talk.
Do you really think Jar's Ponder video was that bad? Yes, because he accuses her of being a rape apologist when no rape was ever alleged. Or admitted to. Because these... Summoning the Weebus. Is that Weebus? Is Percussion Prince Weebus? I've heard of Weebus. I don't know who Weebus is. Who is Weebus? Someone give me Weebus. Yo! Weebus in chat. Hello, Weebus. We just saw your comment on right here. Oh shit, dude. Why is... I can't read. Dude, where's... Oh my god. Why is it all the way at the bottom? Anyways, you ate. With this comment, devoured. Gathered her so quickly. Slay diva. Slay girly pop puss cunt. That's you. Because that's real. That's something also that that people commented, like when Lyle first dropped the video about Ponder being like, hey. And I mean, to be honest, I think I commented on that video, like, Lyle Convoy Ponder Sprocket.
Hey there. Most of you know who I am, but for the few of you who don't, I'm
gonna move this over for a second. Look, Mom, I'm famous. Where is it? There was, ba, 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 ba. I really wish Ponder was the one to make a video instead of you. This is her mess, and she should be the one to explain it, not you. Because I think less of you and her. Not because I think less of you and her, but because people need to hear this from her rather than another party. True. See, people have been saying this. Ponder defenders are weird. Ponder defenders are extremely fucking weird. Yeah, and see, there I was with the fucking 100 emojis. Because, yeah, why the fuck are you, like, fucking, you know, 30... How old is she? 32? She was 32 when like, the stories first broke about her. And, like, I'm gonna be honest, I was just starting to learn about what the fuck she did. Dude, I just crazy. Dude. Ugh! This is really fucking weird. I don't like that stupid comment on her video, or not, on her community post, where she was like, if you're someone who's claiming to be harassed because you're defending me, just focus on yourselves, you know, take care of yourselves. Like, maybe you could also say, hey, stop being weird to, like, the person that I know I've wronged, because she knows she's wronged me. We've literally had personal fucking confrontations about how she knows some of the fucked up shit that she's done to me. So much so that I had to ask Lio to tell her to delete the part of her third Spocter video where she had me moan and call a guy daddy when I was fucking 16. Oh my god. Like, make no mistake, for a lot of the people who, like, have been defending Ponder for a bunch of stuff, like, she knows that she Omega fucked up with me. At least, I hope she knows. Jury's out on whether or not she gives a fuck, because Lord fucking knows she's not been acting like it. But she knows. She knows that she fucked up. Never forget you truly is upsetty. True. Thank you, Zills, for the $1.99. I just want to talk to her. Watching that video, had no idea you were 16. She also had me reading out, like, sext messages of, like, teenagers when I was 16. So, weird. Weird. Like, first of all, it's weird that you're, like, publicizing and, like, mass publicizing the, like, sext messages of literal fucking, like, teenagers. And even in some cases, I think damn near, preteens? I think some of them might have been preteens. At least one of them. Yeah, the Frick the Pirate video, I'm pretty sure included sext messages between a preteen and, like, a slightly older teen. And that, I guess that wasn't enough for her. She was like, no, you don't understand. I need to allow my you know, my high school friend to read out some of these messages. Just so you know, the casting is accurate. Like, the casting is accurate. I need to have the minor read out the sexting between minors. Yeah, her Sashley video was crazy, that she was, like, defending that 17-year-old's actions. Yikes! What was that? What else was there? There was also the fucking Spocter video. The first one where she was like, yeah, I have gross and sexual conversations with some of my high schooler age friends. Yeah, I know I'm 25, but, like, it's chill, you know? I know I turned 26 in a month, but yeah, I have friends in high school that I, you know, have sexual gross conversations with, because it's all about joking, you guys. It's all jokes. I'm gonna fucking die. They're both minors. One's 17 and the other is 12. Exactly. Like, that is literally 5 fucking years, dude. That's so sad, dude. I was fucked. I literally didn't have a chance for anything normal, dude. I was fucked. I don't think you guys realize how fucked I was, and I'm sorry that I'm going off about this so much right now, because we're supposed to be watching the stupid Silver Indeed video, but I cannot fucking help but put emphasis on the fact of how normalizing it is when you have a friend that is 10 and a half years older than you while you're like 15, having dirty and sexually dirty like jokes and haha conversations about that kind of stuff, and not only have that happen in private and have it normalized to you in private, but then witness it be normalized on a mass scale by that very person bragging about how they do that with you and how it's totes fine. Like, no fucking wonder, dude, that so much shit happened to me. I was fucked. And, oh my god. And I know that people are going to take that and be like, oh, you're trying to blame Ponder for, getting you groomed. And it's like, I said this in my fucking initial call with Caden. And I'll say it again, because everyone thought it was reasonable when I said it then. Before people, stopped liking me. And I mean, to be honest, a lot of people still like me. But, like, people have gotten weird about me ever since I came out about fucking Ponder. Everyone agreed when I said it about Caden and the other guys, but suddenly when I start saying it about, Ponder, it's, oh, you're blaming Ponder for all the grooming that happened to you. Shut the fuck up. You are dishonest and stupid. Where the fuck is it? Let's go to my own channel, because I brought it up. In the Caden video. Hello, everyone. Like, okay, here it is. Sexual with me when I was a 14 and 15-year-old. I didn't listen to what I say. Have that boundary yet. I didn't know how to stop that. And so I believe, after thinking about this for a long time, I believe I was, oh yeah, that person. I don't even think it was by one specific person. I believe that you are included in that group, because even though you didn't, according to you, mean to groom or do anything to sexually benefit you, I was still groomed by several adults into believing that my role whenever they became sexual was to entertain that, including you.
Okay, I have to challenge that. I'm trying to be as understanding and accepting of my role in a lot of this.
Yes.
But there is a moment I have to step in and say I can't take responsibility for their actions.
Caden, I'm not asking you to take responsibility for others' actions. I'm asking you to take responsibility for the part you played in a group effort.
it may not have been like a coordinated thing, but when there are like multiple different people sort of doing similar, not necessarily the same things, but similar things to an individual, to that individual, it would feel like, especially in the past tense, it would feel like this was like a lot of people all working towards the same goal. Maybe not like maliciously, maybe not in a coordinated effort, but like the behavior was similar enough that there's a correlation. Or maybe not a correlation, but it's similar.
You're one of
the things I'll take responsibility on, and I'm saying this right now, and I'm trying to be as fair as possible, is not respecting your boundaries, is not respecting you as a person in the sense of your requests, and not respecting any authority that you clearly deserved based off of the fact of who you were as not only a minor, but as how do I say this? Not gendered, but in a sense of, because I don't want to I don't want to assume anything of your current gender of or whatever, but of your position of what you were assigned at birth, I am assuming. Because I don't know what the situation is. We have lost touch to the point where we're clearly no longer talking.
So you guys heard. Ponder even agrees that, yeah, when you're part of the problem, you're kind of part of the fucking problem. Even if people, take it to a much more malicious and much more dangerous and harmful degree, you are still in the problem for creating that environment where that behavior was able to be crept in. Especially because people like to ignore this fact for some reason or act like it isn't significant. This was Ponder's server that she had complete control over. Actually, you know what? Like, we're gonna keep playing it, because there's some more fucking, truth nukes in here.
Age of 27, which is something as cringe. If they inferred, oh, this is okay from me trying to be a jokey edgelord at the age...
Referring to people who went on to, groom me or whatever.
Of 27, which is something as cringeworthy as a statement as a jokey edgelord at the age of 27, is not solely on me. That is also on them, and I do not take responsibility for something of what they would do in that entire ethos.
I should clarify, I don't think there were instances where other people who were around and who saw your behavior looked at it and thought that it was okay. I think that those specific people were probably already going to do it. However, I would like to point out that in instances where someone is going to go after a vulnerable party, and they already see instances where someone is violating a person's boundaries, and it's not really being, like, those boundaries are not really being respected, that does sort of...
That goes for inherent boundaries, by the way. Children inherently have those boundaries because they cannot consent to a lot of sexual things, okay?
Indicate to them, oh, this is a potential target.
Oh my god, look! Her talking about how behavior, dirty, slimy behavior, can catch the attention of predators who already have predatory intent and say, ooh, a potential victim.
So that may not have been the case with people like Raz or Carmen or Digby, but V Omega was in our circle for a while. Faye Ghost was in our circle for a while, both of whom victimized Chuli. And if they got it in their head that Chuli was a potential target because they did see Chuli's boundaries being violated and it, you know, sort of played off in a joking manner, that would be an issue. They would still be responsible for their own actions in choosing to victimize someone, but you can't really downplay that, like, your behavior would have indicated Chuli as a potential target.
So everyone who's been defending Ponder on that front can shut the fuck up. Ponder doesn't even agree with you. And she shouldn't. Ponder is right here. She's right when she says all this stuff to Chris. It doesn't magically stop being right just because it is applying to her now. Okay? Why that is such a difficult thing to understand, I don't know. And if you're upset at me for believing that she had a responsibility to not be a fucking creep and to, you know, mitigate that kind of behavior, eliminate it where she could, not allow a fucking environment where that shit was normal, then you should also be mad at Ponder for believing in it as well. At least be consistent. Because what you're mad at me for believing in is what every fucking person in the room thought was a perfectly reasonable point when Ponder was saying it and when it was being said to people other than Ponder. Just because it's me saying it about Ponder now doesn't change the fact that it is entirely fucking reasonable. Cisa's enemy says something. In hindsight, I can't help but note that while she stopped Caden during the stream, she didn't reconsider her friendship with him at all afterwards. I don't know if I'm ready to come out about this. I genuinely don't know if I'm ready to talk about what I'm thinking about, because it's gonna sound like a bombshell, and it can be considered that. I'm not gonna say it's not crazy. And oh my god, and I know I'm gonna get shit for not saying it if I don't, which is the annoying part by, you know, concerned trolls. Ponder wasn't as disturbed, or she wasn't as disturbed by and didn't take as seriously weird things that people, that like adults did to me yeah, she didn't take it seriously enough. Because Damn. Damn. I'm alright. I'm alright. That is what I'll say for now. I will also posit that there is she knew a little bit of what one of the men was doing, or at least had done. She did not ask any further questions. She did not look into it. She did not concern herself with how it affected me. I was 19 when I told her. Not 19, 17 when I told her. At least I think I was. Yeah, 17. No. 16. I was 16. I was 16 when I told her. Because it happened in early 2019. When I was 16. And she was not as disturbed by it as I now believe that she should have been. She didn't ask follow-up questions. She didn't ask if this was repeated behavior. She didn't ask if this was normal between him and I in private. She just acknowledged it because the guy was under fire for, trying to prosecute other people for doing what he did. And she said that she wanted to confront him about it, but it was in a more jokey way of like, oh, haha, hypocrisy. And I said, be my guest, to confront him about this, because, like, I kind of felt like it was a little fucked up. And she was like, I want to, but God, it would be so petty. I will add that she did eventually talk to him about that singular instance because, again, she never bothered to, be like, hey, actually, this is kind of serious. And then that guy stayed around for another... Jesus Christ. Guy stayed around for another year and a half before another victim of his came forward. And he got ousted for that. I'm okay. I'm okay, everyone. It's painful to talk about. Tears are normal. I'm okay. Thank you all. Thank you all for being supportive. This is not nice to talk about, especially... God, I have so many hurt feelings for Ponder because you guys know. You guys know. If you've been around the channel, you know we've been friends for so long. And that we dealt with a lot of shit together, and that I defended her so much last year. Until I couldn't. Until, people, kind of sat me down and say, actually, what she did to you is bad. And you're right to be upset about it. And I kind of had to finally accept that and go, yeah, okay. I guess I should, stop downplaying, how fucking fucked up I feel over a lot of the stuff that happened in our friendship. And you guys know that what made it even harder was that the people that were making accusations against her in relation to things that happened to me were such bad actors that didn't give a fuck about me, that were lying at every chance they could. People like Heaton, people like Avi, people like Kaden and Blaze were all incidentally correct. They were all correct when they said that Ponder's server had a sexual environment and that I was in there. They conveniently tried to remove themselves as active participants when talking about it, when they went back and talked about it, it was always, oh, it was all Ponder. It was all Ponder's doing. Like, she did this too. And no, they were all contributing. They were all contributing to varying degrees. Or else showed little care and were complicit in all the people fostering that, which is helping fostering, of being a bystander. Yeah, is complacency. And so, yeah, extra fuck you to those guys for making it harder for me to see the actual issues in our friendship and how bad things actually were. Because, like, dude, I fucking loved Ponder. She was, like, one of my best friends ever. I knew her for so long. We had met in person. We were so close to each other. We knew so much about each other, and of course I didn't want to see what the fuck was wrong. Of course I didn't want to see all the ways that she actually fucked up, the ways that she let me get hurt, the ways that she helped me get hurt, and the ways that she hurt me herself. And of course, when I'm trying to talk about people who hurt me incredibly fucking much, and they're all trying to shift blame to her, they're going to make it harder for me to see that. Because I'm going to think that they're just trying to save their asses. And to be fair, that is what they were trying to do. And I know that there's some crazy donations going on right now, and I'm going to look at that. But I can't stop my train of thinking right now on what I'm trying to say, because I feel like what I'm trying to say is really important right now. TLDR, this community is fucking evil. This community didn't care about kids. Even if you were friends with the top dogs in it, you were not protected. And this community, I'm trying not to be over dramatic, but literally has some of the like worst fucking sickening methods I've ever seen used when talking about this shit. Also, I'll read this donation because it's about to disappear. Jay Keyboard Smash, thank you for the £2. Katie and Blaze pissed me off so bad. They had no right to speak like that. It's genuinely just fucked. It's fucked to know that it was everyone. It was everyone, dude. And it makes it even harder nowadays to try and parse through it, because there's no one is innocent. No adult was innocent back then. And that was something I needed to accept. Because I didn't think people were innocent. I never said that people were innocent, but I kind of acted like it. And I kind of downplayed shit that I was subjected to. You know, I kind of had to have a long talk with Clown Teeth. You know, in the middle and later parts of last year, where it was kind of like, yeah, it was wrong of you to leave it to me to speak about Fagos. It was wrong of you to do that. Just as I was wrong of Ponder to do that. Is Ponder fucking worse in a lot of ways with that? Absolutely. But it is something that I also had to address with Kylie. And I love Kylie still. I love Kylie with all my fucking heart, dude. She's one of my best friends I think I'll ever have. And she's probably one of the very, very few that actually cared about me in the ways that mattered back then. She didn't always do the right thing, and she messed up in pretty severe ways, but I can tell that she actually does care about me in the present day, because she has made it such a point to stand by me. She changed that behavior when she didn't stand by me at first. She stood by me from every point on. She was there for me in private. She's there for me in public. She has agreed and taken accountability and stuff like that. And I feel very lucky to have a friend like that. And honestly, how she tried to atone for everything and how she took responsibility and how she behaved after, you know, everything that happened with Fagos and like post me coming into adulthood and like having my little fucking rising from the phoenix, like phoenix rising from the ashes moment. That is something that helped me see just how, for lack of a better word, bitch made Ponder was. Just how little care Ponder put into things. It was actions versus words. Clown showed me she cared, Ponder told me she did. And that's why I'm still friends with Clown to this day. And a lot of people seem to forget this. They always think I'm like on my way to like fucking ruin everyone's careers and all that shit. And I've made jokes about it. I made a joke about it on New Year's Eve about how I'm like the fucking career ender and I'm coming for Ponder, whatever, because everyone's decided that's what I'm doing with her anyways. I was willing to let Caden be chill so long as he fucking took accountability for what he did. So long as he just owned it and said, yes, I did this and it was horrible and it was awful and it was completely fucking immoral of me to do that. To truly, to send fucking dildo pictures and dildo gifts and teach her about BDSM and, you know, sexually harass her even though she's saying stop, 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 stop. Even in spite of all of that, I was willing to say, I don't want to ruin your life. I don't want to ruin your time online. Just own what you did and be a better person. It wasn't until he started being a little bitch about everything and denying things and trying to shift the blame and distract and deflect and everything that I said, okay, I don't think you need to be here. I think you need to fuck off. But, you know, ever since I've talked about what Ponder's done, and I've talked about the fact, because people My fault for fucking assuming that people would understand what the fuck it meant. The Ponder is canceled stream. Canceling is supposed to mean removing from your life. That's why it says Ponder Sprocket is canceled and we don't know her. Because that was saying canceled from our lives. Meaning we've removed her from our lives. We fuck with her no more. Because of what she's done. And, you know, how she's acted and how deep the rabbit hole goes. And God, I know I've been talking about this for like over 30 minutes. I apologize. Not supposed to be about this. I don't know. I might clip this part of the stream and put it as like a video on the channel or something. But goddamn. Let me read the donations as like a quick breather for a moment, because shit's gotten really fucking serious. Bro Momentum, thank you for the $4.99. 1, love the thumbnail. 2, Avi Haltman was promised the SEC 3,000 years. That's fucking crazy. Besides that, hopefully you're doing well. Eventually I will be doing well. And to be honest, I've been doing well in a lot of ways. I've been doing better than I have in a lot of ways than I previously was since, you know, like, the years of my adolescence and, you know, early adulthood. The latter parts of my early 20s are shaping up to be very promising. Stressful and hurtful, very, because I am having to face the music of everything that came before, but I have so much more support than I ever have before. So many people are willing to listen to me. I don't care if, you know, I have fucking dumbass detractors. They're fun to make fun of, but at the end of the day, they don't matter to me. And at the very least, they shouldn't. They probably do subconsciously, and fuck it, I can't control that. But I at very least acknowledge that the bad faith detractors, which is unfortunately a large majority of them, don't matter to me, or shouldn't matter to me. And that I have a lot going for me. And that I am a strong, resilient, beautiful person that didn't deserve what happened to me. Goosebumps, thank you for the $9.99. Babes, I'm sorry someone you considered a friend did this. You deserve better than what you were dealt with. Or better than, what you were dealt. Thank you. Starbird3939, thank you for the $4.99. Please make sure to rehydrate. I do have my water. Made it extra slurpy so you could hear. Put on a cooling eye mask so they don't get painfully puffy. Ponder is terrible. Thank you. Roly Poly Pie, one of the most insanely generous donations I have received. I'm pretty sure there's only like one other person in my entire history that has ever donated that amount in a single go. That is an incredibly generous, crazy amount. Thank you so much for that. I literally don't know how to put into words that would properly express the gratitude that I feel. Besides crying. Thank you so much. Here's a dono for all the streams. It sucks seeing you hurt. The hurt you have by the people around you. These grown adults suck, and we all hope they get swift karma. Thank you. Thank you for the $199.99. Thank you for the $200. Fuck that penny. Actual fucking boss behavior. That is so crazy. That is so generous. Jesus Christ, dude. Trying to see if anyone else donated. Hopefully I didn't miss any donations. Wish I could donate as well, but I hope you know I fucking admire you so much, Tuli. I want the best for you so badly. Safi, I was actually gonna make a joke about you. Like a lighthearted joke about later, because I feel like you as someone else who has been victimized by this horrible fucking community, which should die. SCC should never be revived. I don't care what fucking Ephraim thinks of, oh, I just want to make my little autistic commentaries about Pokemon or whatever. Make that. Fuck your community. No more shall anyone in this corner of the internet be allowed to fucking congregate in a fucking public clique. Fuck that. If you guys want to be friends, I don't care. I don't give a shit. But fuck your public presence. Because y'all are fucking evil. That's why I made that stupid post. Where is it? Where is it? The one on my fucking... I literally made a community post today. Right here. I sent this message in the SCC courthouse. It was me, like, as a kitten, cuddling a teddy bear, and I said, how I feel knowing I hate and look down on all of you and ruin your dumbass plans. Because that is genuinely what helps me sleep at night. Knowing that, like, I actually have influence in stuff. That I actually have the power and influence to stop this shit. To put this shit to an end, at least here. And, I mean, I've done it a lot so far. Heaton fell. Caden fell. Avi fell. Nezzy fell. Everyone's fallen because I don't take this shit. Because this shit is fucked up. And unlike bitches like Silver, who want to puff their chests out and say, oh, I'm gonna raise hell for all this shit. I've actually raised hell before. Silver hasn't done shit. Silver wants to pretend like he would ever fucking do anything when his entire history as a grown adult has been him sitting in the background watching people get victimized and not doing anything about it because he didn't want to deal with backlash. Do you think I gave a fuck about backlash when I decided I needed to come forward about Phagos? Or about Heaton, or about Avi, or about Nezzy, or about Caden, or about Ponder? Ponder fucking Sprocket? If I gave a fuck about backlash half as much as these little spineless pussies do, everyone would still be running around. Everyone would be running around. Phagos would be still fucking chilling and grilling. Because Lord knows Ponder was never gonna out them for their shit. She told that to my face. Ponder told me to my face that she was never gonna expose Phagos. And expected me to just sit with it like it was normal. Like that was a normal thing to say. And you know what? I did. I did. Because it's what she always fucking told me, dude. Like, hi, Cloudy. I'm really annoyed right now and upset. Everyone say hi to Cloudy. She's very cool. I almost tweaked when I saw you in the comments of Ponder's things, but it's just you wishing her like a more homey life, which is fine. Like I literally don't give a shit. I was just like, oh no. Person I respect is here. What is she saying? Cloudy's cool. She keeps it real. King Bee. Keep it cute. This is my stream. If I want to talk about shit that I think is important, I'm going to talk about shit that I think is important. I think everyone kind of acknowledges right now that this is something that's been on my mind for a while, something I want to talk about, something that I feel the need to talk about right now. I'm going to talk about what I want. Also, hi Falgi. The Italian uncle has joined. Send Falgi all your leaks. You know, fuck it. You know, you're the first person I sent all the fucking pumpkin art to. Falgi's the person that had to tell me, you know, like the fucking having kids draw weird shit and make weird shit didn't start with Slimmers. It was happening to me before that happened, before the FCK was ever a thing. And that's why the FCK happened, because no one thought it was weird. Falgi has achieved Unk status. Sure, why not? My cat is trying to lick my phone. I think she wants you to know she cares too. Tell your cat that I would give her all the preferred rubbies and pets. And feed her treats, but a healthy amount. God. I have arrived and I will make fun of the homeless behavior Ponder because she acts like one who is couch surfing. Yeah, she does. Crazy. Crazy fucking beans, dude. I came out about Fagos because I knew I had to. I, you know, turned 18, gained some fucking wisdom, some life experience, and said, hey, this is really weird about Fagos. I'm really uncomfortable with this, actually. And then that blew up in my face, and I was like, okay, gonna shelf that for a while. I'm trying to fucking graduate high school, not trying to kill myself. I need a man to talk for me. And then at a certain point, I was like, no, fuck that. Like, this is wrong. I need to do something about this. Turned 19 and immediately had a come to Jesus moment of like, you're a terrible fucking person, dude. Like, you need to be in the ground. And so I came forward, on my own, by the way. Ponder fucking dipped. Had no help from Ponder in that regard. Had some help from Kylie. Not enough. I want to say that right now, not enough. I know that. Kylie knows that. And that blew up in my face like crazy. And so I went, you know, fuck it. Fuck you, fuck all this, fuck you guys, I'm out. And then I realized over, you know, the fucking next couple years that, like, well, next year and a half, so I'm very pedantic about time. That, like, I wasn't the only person. And that I wasn't the only person who went unheard and who went, unacknowledged. Who went kind of silenced. And you know what? Part of what helped me want to come forward was this, you know, promise from Ponder that she was going to stick by my side and help me, and that we were going to get to speak using her channel, you know, the one that actually had all the influence, not the fucking glup shitto fucking 5K channel that existed for a teenager's fucking commentaries. And it was like, all right. And then, you know what? When she backed off, I said, fuck it. I said, fuck it, I don't need you. She was still my friend, but I said, fuck it, I don't need you. I can do this shit on my own. And look where I am now. Look where I am now. And look where everyone that thought they were tough shit getting away with everything are. Not to fucking toot. Actually, yes, to toot my own fucking horn. I fucking deserve it. I deserve to fucking blast my horn until everyone is goddamn annoyed. Bitches were here. The ops were fucking running at doodle tones for goddamn how many years? It took me like, what? A month? 2 months to snipe her out for something? And get her ass fucking tanked? Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All these adults being weird when you should have only been worrying about homework, that's crazy. Hope only bad things for them. That's real as fuck, Cloudy. Took you the question about Nikokota, exactly. Fucking Susie blowing the fuck up on me. And then having a spiral, deleting all her shit. And then George Raccoon drawing, you know... I'm the mean Italian unk, and I will leak the things that need to be leaked. Thank you, Falgi. Like, all the shit, you know, like, dumbass fucking George Raccoon fucking drew me fan art, and the second I saw it, I said, wait, is that George Raccoon? And people were like, yeah! Like it was normal. And I said, isn't that the guy who groomed children? Did I miss chapters? Can we talk? Within like a few hours, I unraveled what Susie did. And I mean, like, you know, the rest is history. My mind is running, my mouth is not. Didn't even know he was George Raccoon because people in that bun-ass community love turning names into triggers. Ay, ay, ay. Susie's was like if Jar's Cinny Bear video worked, literally. So yeah. Forgive me if I, you know, talk like I'm the shit sometimes, but I feel like I am. 'Cause I've uncovered a lot of bullshit here. Taken out a lot of trash. You are the shit, bestie. Thank you. Something something kicks ass Kane something something. That's right. I was gonna make a joke because like you mean a lot to me. You're a very good friend. there's a lot of I don't want to say weak-willed, fragile people here. And unfortunately a lot of the people that are fragile are victims who bend the knee. And, you know, I'm glad I'm here nowadays to say, fuck that. Don't bend the knee. Stand up for yourself. I'll stand up with you. Fuck it. I will stand by your side. Because, goddamn, I wish that I had someone like that with me. So I'll be the person I didn't have for people like Saf, for people like Leo, people like Autumn, people like whoever needs it. Not people like Deed or Silver. And, you know, that's why, you know, part of why that's the whole reason we're doing this third part is because I was going to go over Deed and Silver's, like, part about George Raccoon where they just straight up admit, yeah, we knew George was a groomer and Susie was full of shit and that George was, like, actually guilty. But, you know, we were too busy being petty about previous stuff and like not wanting to deal with backlash. So, you know, at most, Dee just like said a vague thing about like, oh, yep, heard there's predators around. See ya. Oh, bye, Ula. And it's like crazy. It's funny. It's funny that you know, Deed says that even though she was in the DeviantArt ranting community and like a whole fucking point of contention with fucking Penegrin back in the day was like, oh my god, Penegrin legitimately thought that people were drawing porn for a minor and only made a vague community post about it. And Deed saw that and then was like, you know what? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna do that about George. I'm gonna make a video and be like, there's some like predators around, but like, you didn't hear it from me. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah. All this is fuck Ponder. Fuck the SEC. Fuck every bitch that tried me. Fuck all the people that are weird to me ever since I came out about Ponder. Trying to do fucking every backbend possible to baby that woman. That woman is 33 on May 15th of this month. And reminder, everyone, Ponder used every crutch possible to justify her inaction for a lot of things, especially when it came to Faghost. So much as saying, you know, when I was literally crying to her, that's part of the reason why I don't want to release the call that I had where I essentially cut her off. Because I was crying. I fucking loved that woman. She was my best friend. And is it weird that she was my best friend when she was 10 and a half years older than me? Yes. I don't think I would ever have a best friend with like a 13-year-old. I'm 23 right now. Is it? Yeah. And also that I fucking called her mom and everything. It's weird. It's weird. It definitely speaks to a level of immaturity on her end. But it doesn't mean that I loved her any less. That I cared about her any less. That I, you know, wasn't willing to sacrifice so much to not upset her. Because I really did everything in my power to not upset her. And she didn't appreciate it. You know, she wanted me to shut the fuck up about a ton of the shit that Heaton was saying that proved, you know, how much of an actual, like, demon Heaton was. Because Ponder didn't want any of it to fall back on her. Because God forbid Ponder fucking stand by a friend. Dude, crazy. And you know, the one time I didn't abide by that and she got mad at me. She got mad at me after I released the Ava video. You know, the video where I came out about being groomed? That video? She literally got mad at me and scolded me in a call the day after. And was like, I'm pretty sure I specifically remember telling you not to include the screenshots from Heaton's server. And I was like, you mean the screenshot I used to prove Avi as like a lying, backstabbing, conniving bitch? And like, even part of me last year, that was almost a year ago, was like, are you kidding me? But I was like, still, you know, it's fine. And then when, you know, people had to sit me down and be like, actually, this is fucked up. And she should have done more for you because she was the adult in the room. And, you know, people always want to say, oh, adults aren't responsible for you or whatever. Like, yes, if you're going to host a space, if you're going to make a space and involve minors in it, yes, you are quite literally responsible for the minors. If you're not ready to be the adult in the room, don't be the adult in the room. If you're not ready to be the oldest or most mature in the room, don't be the oldest or most mature in the room. It's that simple. But, you know, this is real life. Being an adult comes with responsibilities. And you can't have your cake and eat it too. And you know, when it came to like the, hey, like, why did you abandon me for everything? Why did you let everyone like just sit by and, you know, watch everyone tarnish my name and like completely fucking lie on my name about, you know, me being abused by someone when you know for a fact that's not how it was? And one of the reasons she gave me was, well, I'm not medicated. You know, if I was medicated, I would help you. Then it became a whole situation of, why aren't you medicated then? She had every excuse. Every fucking excuse for why she couldn't do that. And guess what? It took her less than a week. Actually, no. It might have taken like 10 days. It took 10 days after me stopping talking to her for her to get on some psych meds and anxiety meds. And I don't care if it's shitty to out that. I'm not even the one outing that. I think Callie Mara first talked about that. But even if she didn't, I'd still talk about it. Because fuck you mean you were using that as an excuse? You spent years and years and years being a pussy when you could have solved that within 10 days? The fact that before I truly spoke up about George, the only person who ever supported me after Cece's video dropped was Rin, really does tell me who my real friends are. And I'm sorry that you didn't have real friends back then. But I'm at least glad that I can be a real friend for you now. Oh yeah, Lio did mention it. Literally graduated med school and people use medication like a silver bullet excuse because they think psych drugs are magical or some shit. Crazy. I'm still making that Ponder video. And you know, part of me was holding off for a little bit. Just praying and hoping. Because I didn't even want to make one at first. I thought maybe if I could just talk about it in a stream, I wouldn't have to go through all the trouble of making a video and, you know, collecting everything. Because, you know, the Toastify video talked about a lot of the bad stuff in reference to Spectre. But then it was just silence and continued silence. And then crazy stuff happening behind the scenes. Stuff that I can't say I know because I could jeopardize things that I am somewhat dependent on her for. I kind of already said too much. Fuck it. Punter already did something that I, at the very least, have read as retaliation for coming forward. See, she says that she did it in a panic state during a panic attack. That she made a decision that has made things harder for me to collect evidence of things that were happening around me when I was a kid. And to this day, she has yet to reverse that decision. She hasn't deleted things, although it's effectively not far off. Because if she doesn't reverse her decision, there's no difference from her deleting it. Phoenix Dragon Tamer, thank you for the $10. Genuinely surprises me that Ponder could step into the Rosa Call and scold a VC of over 100, but floundered when it came to standing up for an actual friend. I would like Ponder to show us her bills from the local weed dispensary plug. I think we should know how much ganja she be smoking, like she's Courtney Pete. I'll leave that alone. Lol. That's my response. Phoenix Cavern is locked off. There is another thing that happened that's being used as an excuse for why the panic attack happened. But she also mentioned my stream that I did, talking about the very real fucked up things that she did. And how she was hurt by that. And that was one of her given reasons for why she kicked everyone who was trying to go through the server. And mind you, she kicked everyone because she refused to give up ownership for it. Which I think is already suspicious as hell, because it means you want power to do shit like this. And if you don't want power to retaliate, then why didn't you just hand over the server? You know, incredibly damaging, fucked up, inappropriate things happened in. I'm sorry that it was personal. I'm sorry that it was a personal server where maybe you vented out some personal shit. But she also knew that no one was allowed in the server unless I okayed it. Because, and she knew that I specifically wasn't going to just let random untrustworthy glup shittos into the server, because I'm the reason that it got archived in the first place. When I was telling her about, you know, Caden and everything, and I said, listen, I'm not comfortable with a bunch of random people, even people that, like, we consider friends. I'm not comfortable with people being in that server, considering, you know, like, what happened to me with, like, Caden and stuff. And she was like, okay, and she made a new server. So she knows that I was already protective of that server and, you know, what happened in there. Because I don't want bad actors even, like, I don't want bad actors taking what happened to me and running with it. That's how you get Deed and Silver. That's how you get Avi and Caden. And so when we talked about it needing to be audited, she agreed and said, you're right, it does need to be looked through. And we started allowing people in. And then I said, hey, you know, Laya, why doesn't she just hand over the server to you or something? And then he said, well, you know, she's hesitant with it. Why? People are in there. If you're scared about personal information, you know, being seen by other people, they're already seeing it. They're gonna see it anyways. Because I truly believe what Ponder wanted was to hold on to a bit of power. In case someone acted out of line. So that she could retaliate. Because that's literally what happened. I came forward on a stream, said, hey, fucked up shit happened. Here's some stuff, you know, here's why I'm not friends with Ponder anymore. I'm very upset with her. Here's the fucked up things that she did involving me. You know, here's when she encouraged I draw NSFW for a guy, and then, you know, participated in it herself. And, you know, Ponder heard about that and was like, actually, my feelings are what matter here. I'm hurt. Therefore, I'm going to kick everyone out and not let anyone back in, and I'm going to ghost everyone. So, you know, the same behavior that led her to getting in trouble in the first place. Letting her anxiety rule her. Allegedly. Because I'll say, hot take, as someone with, you know, an anxiety disorder, and I'm sure a ton of people in my chat have anxiety disorders, letting your anxiety rule your life is a choice. It's an active choice. You know, I'm probably going to get in trouble for talking about this publicly because it could jeopardize things, but like, and you know, I thought about that too. I thought about, you know, being results oriented and practical and stuff. But how disgusting is it that you force the person you hurt to play on your terms, or else you're going to retaliate and deny them what they need for something and make things harder for them when you know that they are just trying to get documentation of the things that happened to them that when they were a kid that in a lot of ways you oversaw. And isn't it sick that Ponder does that of all people? That Ponder, who knew what happened with Phagos once I told her about it, who watched what Avi did, smearing my name, trying to ruin and planning to harass the fuck out of me publicly, to hide what he did, make things as difficult as possible for me to be believed. And Heaton, who lied at every turn and, you know, weaponized her own platform to victimize herself, made watching every single person do everything in their power to, what's the word? To make things as difficult as possible for me. When it comes to, like, accepting, processing, moving on. To see that all happen, and then actively do the same thing, and say, yeah, I know you're auditing my server, that we already have evidence that fucked up shit happened in, specifically because we need to know how much fucked up shit happened when you were in there and you were a minor. For her to look at all that shit and then retaliate and make me, you know, just trying to get through that more difficult because she has anxiety. Because she has, you know, she's selfish. Ponder is a selfish cunt. And, you know, as much as she likes to talk about how much she hates herself, obsessive self-hatred is actually a sign of self-centeredness. Because if you weren't so caught up on yourself, you wouldn't be obsessing over how much you hate yourself. You wouldn't be making yourself like the center of absolutely everything. And I said this about Phagos. You know, whether it's with pity or self-hatred, all you ever think about is yourself. Same goes for Ponder. Whether it's pity or self-hatred, B, if you ever fucking hear this, all you ever think about is yourself. And it shows. But Ponder is always willing to take the comfortable option over the right thing. And I know that people can be like, oh, well, why is it the right thing? Because she fucked up. Because she fucked up with a kid and should atone for it. That is the right thing to do. Atone for it. Not actively try to deny the person, you know, what they're looking for. What would help them move on? What would help them understand the gravity of everything? I have been yapping for over an hour and 15 minutes about this shit. Not gonna apologize because I know that chat would tear into me if I said sorry for talking about this shit. There's 200 of you. Viewership has only gone up. So clearly you guys aren't tired of me talking about this shit. Goddamn. It is crazy. It is crazy though that I can talk, just yep for an hour and 15 about this shit though. Doesn't that speak to the sheer volume? Doesn't that say something? Because if it wasn't a lot to talk about, I don't think I could have talked about it for this long. I can fucking fill a room. I can fill the air with how much I talk, but I don't think I could talk for an hour and 15 about something if there wasn't at least a good chunk of shit worth talking about. Put a 1 in chat, and a lot of you aren't creators, so this is me asking an audience opinion on, in your place as an audience member. If you think that I should take this stream and, clip this entire part where I've been talking about Ponder and, upload it to YouTube. Maybe with some relevant screenshots or whatever. God damn, that's a lot of ones. Okay, then I'll do that. I'll get this uploaded. I wanted to have the jar video out a week from today. I wanted to get it out on Saturday next week, but might not happen. I don't know. Shit's tough. Especially since Ponder just made her post. It makes sense. I don't care. I'm taking the power back. She kicked everyone from her server. We still have exports though, and thankfully people have found a way to make those exports work. It's just technically more difficult because exports are less manageable than actual chat logs. But fuck it. Absolutely fuck it. I spent, fucking 8 years kowtowing to this grown bitch's anxiety. I'm not gonna do that now. Just because she, in my opinion, I've been to the 2nd grade, dude. I can use my context clues. And something that I read as retaliation Whether it was retaliatory or not, still something that makes things more difficult for me, and she clearly doesn't fucking care if that's the case, because whatever dumbass anxiety she's dealing with is more important than, you know, the tangible fucking evidence. Fucking pathetic, dude. Yeah, fuck it. I refuse to just, like, bend the knee to this shit. Fuck you, Ponder. Fuck you, B. For being a pussy-ass bitch. You said to me in the last time we talked that you're a coward, and that is exactly right. I didn't call you it back then. But I will call you that in every other fucking synonym. Because that is what you are. You are a coward, you're a pussy, you're a lowlife, you're a weak-willed, limp-wristed little cunt. And I refuse to let you exercise any power over me, because I refuse to let you have any power over me to begin with. Fuck you. And I don't care if you fucking come back and you make a video and it gets 1 million views and somehow, like, everyone has a 1984 moment and it's like, actually, yes, Ponder is right. We hate Chuli. I don't give a fuck, dude. You're never gonna control me again. You're never gonna influence or inhibit me again. I wasted too much of my fucking life doing that. Fuck yeah, Chuli is unleashed. Thank you, Zills, 4190 for the 199. I do call Jar Luke in my video. At least a good amount. Actually, funnily enough, in the Jar video, much like in this thing where I'm having to defend Avi, I have to defend Ponder. Because bad actors suck so much, dude. They make you, like, want to defend the worst people ever. And I only have to do that because Jar, like, fucking implicated me in everything. The video is so shit, dude. Fuck that video. Fuck Jar. I almost said something that would have been seen as inciting harassment, so I'm not gonna say that. I'll leave it at that. Do we want to get back to, like, the Deed and Silver stuff? Because this almost feels like small potatoes compared to the shit we just sat through. This was real as fuck of me, dude. I'm probably in trouble for this shit. There's people behind the scenes that are... I'm just saying it right now. There's probably some people behind the scenes that are gonna be upset that I did this. Because I didn't just sit down and do the quiet thing and, you know, let things be resolved peacefully on her end. But, like, this is personal. This is personal. And Ponder made it personal. So, you know, fair game, bitch. Okay. Am I in trouble? I don't mean any actual trouble. I'm fine. It's just that some people may be upset at me. Some of my, you know, friends or colleagues may be a little upset that I did this, but, you know, fuck it, I don't care. I'm willing to take it. Because I'd rather these people be, temporarily upset at me for being too boss of a bitch, than, you know, fucking disregard my fucking dignity to kowtow to the precious little fifis of the bitch I've been stronger for since I was 16. Fuck that. Okay. I think that's gonna be it about Ponder. I woke up in a new Bugatti. That's gonna be it. I think I'm okay talking about Ponder. Got emotional? It's gonna be a big fucking highlight. I know that much. I think the last time I ever cried in public was like the Avi video or something. I think I cried in the call with Caden. Oh well, I cry. I'm an emotional bitch. I'm sensitive, but I'm strong as fuck. Okay. Let's get back into the deed video. I did notice that the viewers shot up a lot when we started talking about Ponder. I don't know if someone started mentioning this in like one of the servers or whatever. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's been supportive. Thank you to everyone who donated. Jesus Christ, you guys are literal angels. Love all of you. I love my community. I have a very compassionate and sensible community, in my opinion, from what I've seen. It's made the rounds. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Let's look at this stupid shit.
Talk about my relationships when I know behind the scenes you helped in ending one of them. Honestly, though, in a way, I should be thanking you because it showed how empty that
honestly don't even remember what the fuck they're talking about. They're screeching about Avi.
Relationship was to begin with. I'm not going to, because that should have been my decision to make. But I'm going to refrain from giving you kudos, seeing as you can't do the bare fucking minimum of taking accountability for any of your actions, Mr. Vacant for good. Thank goddamn God.
Is that Avi? Crazy if that's Avi.
Listen, I don't want to say I did this specifically to
Oh, I guess it is Avi.
subtweet the situation, but when I'm contemplating the sin of putting hoes before the bros,
The flesh-colored jacket made me briefly think his ass was sticking out really far.
Thanks, Avi. This is clearly the sign of someone who cares about his friend. I just find it funny that
Hi, Mimi Diggs.
you would previously say that I should be allowed to talk to you in one breath, and then call me butt ugly the next. At least the people who were siding with Rachel when she was accusing me of abuse insulted me, believing they wanted nothing to do with me.
Also, can we just appreciate that this is just Silver? Like, that's just what he looks like.
Actually, fun fact, you guys, Avi commented on a Dragon Ball video, like, only a few days after the video came out. Which I think is kind of funny. And, like, I don't even remember how people found it. I think someone in Courthouse who was also, like, into Dragon Ball found him in the comment section. And we're like, oh my god, it's Avi. But I guess he abandoned that account.
It's like IRL.
I'd say more his OCU, but I get you.
Oh, so we're insulting Yuki Goomba's art now. Gotcha. Actually, we're also insulting Bename.
Dude, I don't care. We've gone on enough about Avi. This is just petty shit. Y'all are talking about how he's, like, why is this being discussed in the same video as, like, the apparent sexual harassment? If you really believed it was sexual harassment, why the fuck are you talking about the guy insulting art? Are we for real? Are we for real? What am I waiting for? Be so fucking for real. Call, hurry it up. What am I waiting for? Deed calls this sexual harassment too because he's technically mocking. Are we fucking serious?
Because that minimum of taking accountability for any
Did this specifically to subtweet the situation, but when I'm contemplating the sin of putting hoes before the bros.
The flesh-colored jacket made me briefly think his ass was sticking out really far.
Thanks, Avi. This is clearly the sign of someone who cares about his friend. I just find it funny that you accusing me of abuse insulted me, believing they wanted nothing to do with me.
Also, can we just appreciate that this is just Silver? Like, that's just what he looks like IRL.
I'd say more his OCU, but I get you.
Oh, so we're insulting Yuki Goomba's art now. Gotcha. Actually, we're also
How is that an insult?
insulting Venomated's character design, given that my OC at the time design was heavily borrowed.
Oh my god. No one cares? You are such a... You're so... dumb. You're so sensitive. God damn. Like in a bad way. Oh my god, you insulted my thing by saying that it looks accurate to how I look like in real life. You must hate everything that looks remotely like this.
Borrowed from those Mystery Skull MVs. So, you know, smooth. As a fun fact for everyone, my favorite...
Also, who fucking cares if he doesn't like it and thinks it's ugly? Like, why are we just... Why? Why do we care about opinions about people's arts?
Song by Mystery Skulls is actually still Ghost. I love that song.
No one cares. Shut the fuck up.
Ever listen to.
I consider this borderline sexual harassment, given...
You are a bitch, dude. You need to shut the fuck up forever. And people, it's just Dreamer. Dreamer was mad at me because I told Deed to fuck off on Blue Sky. But what isn't Dreamer mad about?
George!
Sweet fucking lord. It lasts for that long, dude? It doesn't take that long to read 2 words.
Absolutely every single individual I can think of has covered this fucker. We're just gonna get straight into it.
It did feel like at a certain point, Silver was interacting with me less and less, which is baffling to me since when I was hiding, Silver contacted Susie to reach out to me so that we could rekindle our friendship. He himself wanted to reconnect with me. However,
TP, what the fuck are you doing involved in this video, dude? You're on thin ice already as it is.
Possible that Deed blocking me could have resulted in Silver associating with me less. I only followed her back then because Silver recommended it. But like I said before, you can imagine how I felt seeing her like She-Devil's tweets from 2019, where she called me whack and played a part in calling me a pedophile.
Dreamer did try to lead a brigade to people to report my GoFundMe because I apparently lied about being poor because I made enough money to pay rent for a month. Not even rent. Rent is like $1,500.
File/creep.
George, I started talking to you less and less because I realized my initial thoughts about you not being a pedophile were wrong, which they were. I know you're not even going to have the gall to watch this video.
We gray rocked a pedophile? Are we... That's how we handle it?
Or answer for any of the shit you pulled with people I'm extremely lucky to still call friends, but I want you to...
Also, I'll just say it, like, I think I said this before, but, like, I went on a little birthday vacation, a couple times last year. Like, I went on, like, a weekend trip to go shit around, like in Anaheim, and then I went on like a few-day trip with Kylie for my birthday and Halloween. I did not pay for a lot of that. A lot of that stuff was paid for, like, by not me. Besides, how do I put this? I kind of, put fingers together. I get it to Disneyland for free, so, and I actually haven't even really gone that much at all over the past year, just because I, you know, haven't had time for, like, travel expenses or whatever the fuck.
You to know that any support I've ever had for you as a result of Susie's comically ridiculous video on grooming is, and for a long time now, has been null and void.
You mean that comically ridiculous video on grooming? You mean the one that you admittedly fell for? And believed and thought was reasonable?
Void. Stay the fuck out of my life, and stay the fuck away from the people I care about.
Wait, I have a question, but she is literally telling Silver not to be friends with any of you guys.
I'll see if I can edit the call down. I'll see.
I definitely noticed when he started interacting with less and less after I came forward with my document and came back to commentaries.
Gee, wonder why I did, George. Can't think of a single clue as to why I would stop.
If a pedophile has to infer why you stop talking to them, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. I actually don't know how old Silver is. I know that Silver's old enough to know better. He's either at Avi's age or older. I think he's older, though. I think he was in his 20s when the George Raccoon shit first dropped.
Stop interacting with you.
Oh my god. You do not get to use that. Kendrick at least went after a pedophile. How are you gonna use Not Like Us? You know, the song where Kendrick literally is like, Drake, you're a pedophile, you deserve to die, kill yourself, you like kids, you're ugly! How are you gonna use that song when, like, you found out that a guy was a pedophile and said, oh, I'm gonna stick my thumbs in my pockets and, like, slowly, silently walk away. Like, what the fuck?
I'll be unable to get through to him, given how Deed hates my guts.
Wow, George, you're the only correct person in this thread, and it doesn't even benefit you. Now I get to explain why George being here doesn't benefit anyone who attempted to defame me. Then again, you've probably figured it out by now, but let me give you the rundown on the George Raccoon allegations. In 2019, Leo came out publicly with a Google document detailing grooming allegations towards George, detailing how he was invited to a semi-not-safe-for-work private Twitter
Avi, you're a colonizer.
account when he was underage, was pressured to send fetish content, and was sent fetish photos from George himself. Again, all whilst he was underage. Now this fetish of George was of two things: magic tricks and the iconic Snow White dress. However, as the years have gone by, it turns out George had more victims such as Autumn Kohai and Saf. Saf is a double entendre in this case, as they actually were helping Leo, alongside Vivian, formerly known as Channel Grey, with writing his testimony to which Saf and Vivian's names were smeared, painting them as manipulators, essentially coercing Leo to call himself a victim.
Rapist mentioned! Rapist mentioned! You know she killed herself by setting herself on fire? Channel Grey.
Writing his testimony.
Also, yeah, I don't think that's how double entendre works.
To which Saf and Vivian's names were smeared, painting them as manipulators, essentially coercing Leo to call himself a victim. It doesn't help that Vivian went on to groom minors themselves with their own fetish, and Rachel Mills Kohai, a known
Not even mentioning the rape is crazy.
Known as Channel Grey, with writing his testimony to which Saf and Vivian's names were smeared, painting them as manipulators, essentially coercing Leo to call himself a victim.
Wait, what?
The iconic Snow White dress. However, as the years have gone by, it turns out George had more victims such as Autumn Kohai and Saf. Saf is a double entendre in this case, as they actually were helping Leo, alongside Vivian, formerly known as Channel Grey, with writing his testimony to which Saf and Vivian's names were smeared, painting them as manipulators, essentially
coercing
Leo to call himself a victim. It doesn't help that Vivian went on to groom minors themselves with their own fetish, and Rachel Mills Kohai, a known abuser and predator, supported the allegations against George. A broken clock can be right twice a day, but this didn't matter in the eyes of many, unfortunately. Despite all this, George did confess to what he did, and he left the internet. Enter Susie Doodletones. When the allegations first came out, Susie, in a livestream, openly victim-blamed
Double agent, I get. No, double agent wouldn't even. Maybe? I don't know. Dee doesn't know what words mean. I'm tired of trying to decipher
Leo, and despite being told by people to not make a defense video towards George, she did so anyways in 2021. And that changed the narrative and public opinion on the whole case. After this video was released, most, if not everyone, in 2021.
How the fuck did you get that screenshot? Oh, it's a re-upload. Dude, I literally thought it was like a screenshot of like 7 days after the original video was released, and I was like, how fucking long, dude?
And that changed the narrative and public opinion on the whole case. After this video was released, most, if not everyone, in the SEC believed Leo to be a liar, and large creators in the scene, such as Artemi Musha, spread around the idea that George was completely innocent, despite...
And they all deserve the chair. That's true. Safi, I can't remember if you took my idea about having the photo shoot at the grave. Because, like, that's something I've talked about wanting to do with Avi. If Avi, for, you know, whatever, you know, beautiful reason, inshallah, he will die within my lifetime. Like, if for some reason Avi's name appears on a stone in a graveyard, I am having, like, a glam bot photo shoot on it.
Despite George making a statement on the situation through a Google Doc of his own, and whilst retracting his guilty stance, still said he wasn't completely innocent, as he did still admitted to allowing a minor in an adult space. This completely innocent...
He admitted to more than that, bestie. He told on himself all over that document.
Stance Susie and Musha held got so bad that George was not only welcomed back into the community, a community that was well known to foster minors, mind you, but his victims were also forced to apologize to him. It's not to say everyone was happy with this conclusion, however, anyone who did attempt to debunk Susie's defense or outright support Leo was dogpiled and severely harassed. It wasn't until 2025 when George, once again,
You can say the names of the victims, dude.
left the internet. Why? Because members from the SEC courthouse dug up the George Raccoon allegations and were gobsmacked Susie was able to not only get away with it...
Members? But it was me! solo effort. I was the only person who cared. Well, Leo would have cared if he had known.
But this was an open secret for years. And were gobsmacked Susie was able to not only get away with it, but this was an open secret for years.
They, people weren't, gobsmacked about it, because everyone was involved.
It just goes to show how small the SEC truly is, because had one person said something to outsiders, there would have been major backlash. But instead, the backlash within the community was towards those clearly seeing that George was in the wrong, and by definition, a groomer.
Also, seeing as I was part of the SEC back in the day, to give you an idea of how much of an open secret this was, George was known within the SEC to go around and ask people to draw their personas in a Snow White dress. He was literally fetish mining within the community. I myself was a witness to this, but I said nothing, as at the time, nobody seemed bothered by this, nor was I aware it was George's fetish. My lack of understanding of fetishes was also poor back then.
Why didn't you lead with that?
And so I just assumed it was merely an interest of his. To talk about my own involvement in the George situation,
yeah, people were smacked by us, they weren't gobsmacked.
I was, before the allegations had come out, friends with George. Not particularly—
Say my name! Say my name! Say my name!
Super close, but we had talked multiple times on both Skype and Discord. When they had come out, however, I immediately blocked and ceased communications with George. This was because I was also particularly close with the victim, Leo, who was releasing their statements about George.
That's a little... Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry, my brain just connected some dots. I'll speak on it in a second.
However,
George is a groomer. He involved the children in his fetish because he's a pedophile.
However, when Doodle released her video in which she silenced victims Saf, Autumn, and notably Leo, and welcomed no groomer and pedophile Horace Tomei, formerly George Raccoon, back into the SEC, I had very foolishly and irresponsibly believed and had taken Doodle's side. At the time, I did not fully understand the meaning of the term fetish as well as I should have, believing that it could be used as a non-sexual term, and I also wasn't aware of the full scope of harm that George had done, notably to Saf and Autumn. This was also done partially out of spite, as Leo was manipulated by Ray to cut me off, to which he did so in a pretty nasty manner, and
Are you fucking kidding me? You needed to spite the minor? You needed to spite the minor. You needed to spite the child victim. You just openly admitted that you switched your tone on a kid being involved in a fetish and being allowed onto an NSFW Twitter account, at least partially because you wanted to spite him. Dude. Safi. Saf, had you watched this video? I'm not mad at you, okay? I just want to make sure that you know that. Did you watch this video? The neighbors are blasting mariachi. You can hear it, that's fucked up. Oh my god. I skimmed this section. The only reason I didn't get upset at this claim is specifically because Leo and Silver had already spoken about this part. Listen, I love you guys. I literally love you. I love you, Safi, so much. I trust Leo. I feel bad for Leo. My heart goes all the way out to Leo. I won't say that I love Leo because I don't know Leo. I haven't talked to Leo. And I love Autumn. But holy shit, you guys need some more self-respect. Oh my god, they're doing the fucking Maria. También. What are we doing, dude? When Leo gets here in March, I ate. This is so fucking fucked up. Crazy. I hear it, right? Put on Vicente. Solo falta un millón de primaveras. Unos cuantos siglos solo de adorarte. Solo falta un millón de primaveras. What y'all know about Vicente Fernandez? Oh yeah, we're mad at Silver. Listen, Safi, you and Leo and Autumn need to have more respect for yourselves. Cause what the fuck do you mean that y'all were okay with this? Oh, thank you.
And I also wanted to talk to a friend who I now, again, foolishly and irresponsibly believed was innocent. I have since gotten back into contact with Leo and have apologized to all parties for welcoming George back into my life.
Thank you guys.
And participating in his return to the SCC. I do not excuse my behavior, and I have since made it a point to not allow myself into spaces with minors. I'm entering my 30s anyway.
Crazy. What?
So, into the SCC. I do not excuse my behavior, and I have since made it a point to not allow myself into spaces with minors. I'm entering my 30s anyway, so I...
Nearing your 30s. Damn. Sing more of it for us? Dude, we have to do this. We have to go through this dream. Someone's Theo's getting lit. Dude. Oh my fucking god. Y'all have not lived. Dude, I have such nostalgia for Mexican parties. Especially for like late at night when like everyone's getting tired and drunk and like all the old people start getting up and dancing to like fucking like Luis Miguel and shit like that. Dude. What y'all know about Luis Miguel, by the way? Sexy ass songs.
I already don't need to be doing that, and I've also made it a point to keep a closer eye out for anything that may be considered predatory and to speak out against it.
Oh my god. You suck at it. Do not try, actually. Just fuck off. Fuck off. You actively make things worse, okay? Fuck off.
It's my personal opinion that these grooming allegations are not allegations. George groomed minors, plain and simple. This is a fact, as much as it is a fact that Doodle allowed and harbored it, and I'm not going to let people like them play me as a fool by not dealing me the full deck again. The fact that people that I had cared about were harmed by someone who was at best grossly manipulative, and at worst outright pedophilic, makes my blood boil faster than a kettle powered by the sun, and I personally hope these individuals find peace in their lives, because if I ever find them, they're resting in pieces. Do not fuck with minors, and do not fuck with my friends. If either of these fuckers return, I promise I'm raising hell till I die, or until they're gone, plain and simple.
Let me rewind this shit.
Personally hope these individuals find peace in their lives, because if I ever find them, they're resting in pieces.
You are not doing shit, Silver. You've proven that to us already. That you are a bitch. That you will sit by and watch kids be victimized and not give a fuck. You are not tearing into anyone. You are not raising hell about anything. You are raising a hell that has frozen over because it doesn't exist. And people who actually raise hell, people who actually tear into people, like Lio and I, you saw that happening when we did it to your wife. And you sat there like a good little boy and stayed shut the fuck up. That's what you did. Fucking come out here admitting to this shit and then try to chest thump. Bitch, I will beat the fuck out of you verbally. Not physically, because that counts as assault and I'm not trying to go to jail.
Do not fuck with minors, and do not fuck with my friends. If
I'm fucking with your friends, dude. Dude, what are you gonna do about it? I have now 3 streams calling your wife a little fucking pissy ass, whiny ass, manipulative ass bitch. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna fight me? You gonna intimidate me? Oh, you think you're gonna make me nervous? Oh my god. Insert misandrist. Yeah, is that the word? Misandry? Yeah, that is the word. I forgot English for a second. Insert misandrist comment here.
If either of these fuckers return, I promise I'm raising hell till I die or until they're gone, plain and simple.
Unlike Michael's involvement, my involvement is much more vague and almost non-existent. That is because I never
Yeah, that's for damn sure, bitch. You didn't do shit
with George. Ever. I never shared a single DM with him. Him following me on Twitter was the most interaction we ever had.
Saf, is Leo aware that Silver's a little bitch? Like, have those neurons connected and activated for you guys? Because I see that they've activated for you. I just sincerely hope that they have activated for the others. The SEC theatrics are so cringe. And I'll say it again. Bro asked about my DID diagnosis instead of just trusting his friend. And bitches wonder why I struggle with my DID. That sucks. So not yet. Leo is focusing on finals. I'm going to talk to him about it as soon as possible. Okay.
Truthfully, though,
These theatrics never held up before and never will. Exactly. Chest thumping is so cringe. Especially when everyone knows you're bitch made. How long is this fucking section?
Was aware of who he was because he was a prominent figure within the SEC. But it wasn't until 2019 when I read the allegations Leo had made against George, and I wholeheartedly believed it. Partially because it helped me, again, come to terms with what Avi did to me, which was sexual harassment.
Oh my god. We've already addressed it.
I want to make something clear that throughout the entirety of the allegations being discussed, that being from 2019 to 2021, to even today in 2025 and so forth, my stance on the matter has never changed. My stance is with the victims. End of. I was always an outsider when it came to discussions regarding the allegations. However, I did do something behind the scenes, and that is in regards to the SEC Wiki. See, on the SEC Wiki, I was informed that George Raccoon's page regarding the grooming allegations was completely edited and scrubbed from the wiki. And I just so happened to know someone within the SEC who was an editor for it regarding the victims.
Reading something. What
End
happened?
of. I was always an outsider when it came to... My stance on the matter has never changed. That being from 2019 to 2021, to even today in 2020, I was and scrubbed from the wiki. And I just so happened to know someone within the SEC who was an editor for it, and I confronted them about it. And that person that I confronted was Slayer. I basically had asked why the controversy got...
NBA Scrub Boy! How old is he? Was he a minor? Because I know at some point he was a minor while in this community. Someone needs to tell me Slayer's age. Truly, I can corroborate it because Deed and Silver tried the psychologist LARP with me too, and I shut them down instantly by going, we do not need to do that right now.
Removed and, simply put, requested him to place it back on George's page. Truthfully, I should have done a follow-up with him, asking if he went through with my request, but I didn't. Seeing as Slayer was a buddy of mine at the time, I thought that he would be a good Samaritan, do the right thing, and go through with it. And truthfully, I never went to check the SEC Wiki
What did you DM me? Big clit. Thank you.
myself, so I don't know if this request ever went through, but knowing what I know, it probably didn't and fell on complete deaf ears.
Thankfully, of 2025, the allegations against him remain on his page. Not anymore. Because the SEC Wiki doesn't exist anymore.
The other thing I did is, again, something George was right about.
Please keep Leo's name out your fucking mouth!
I am the reason he and Michael stopped talking. See, when I found out that George was following me on Twitter, I got rightfully creeped out and I blocked the fucker. And when I was talking to it with Michael, he actually knew about the allegations and was on his side. And so I had to sit him down, explain to him why he's not in the right, aka innocent, and that's all it took was a conversation. So yes, I am the reason Michael stopped talking to you, George. I don't regret it, and I will not apologize for it. Cope and seethe.
You thought you ate. Guys, she thought she ate. Guys, she thinks she ate. I'm actually sick.
Those weren't the only things I did. There was one other thing that I did, and it was technically public, but I did it in a way to not make it obvious on what I was talking about. Let me explain.
Oh, so you vague posted someone you believed was a pedophile.
I was writing up my notes for my update video where I basically made my official departure from making slideshow commentaries and was moving on from that endeavor. Alongside talking about my personal life and personal experiences with members of the SCC, Susie came out with a video that just straight up defended George. I only watched a quarter of it before I clicked off. I did not watch the entirety of it because Susie's rebuttals were dog shit. However, I looked through
So you knew
the comments and I was bewildered that so many people were on George's side and were just victim blaming Leo. It pissed me off to no end, seeing how people were treating Leo. And
did it piss you off enough to do something?
I wanted to say something, but I knew if I did say something, I would be dogpiled. But
that's what matters here? Being on the right side of history and standing up for what you know is right is less important than your fucking fifis? Than getting mean words on the internet? You are bitch made. Yeah, you literally saw Safi and, like, Leo and the victims get dogpiled, trauma completely invalidated, and said, but how does my fear matter here? How do my feelings come into play? Oh my god, you fucking narc.
But not only that, this was when I was dealing with the aftermath of the Avi stuff and how everyone I had ever
Oh, you're so traumatized, it makes me want to cry.
thought were my pals basically defended Avi, so I had already dealt with enough harassment and dogpiling. So what I instead did was, in my update video, I spent a few minutes making a statement telling the public that I am aware that the SCC has members who are defending and literally harboring people who should be in jail, and that they should be ashamed of themselves.
Oh, okay, awesome. Awesome. I love how you vague posted about that. That's so fucking cool, dude. So based in red pill, dude. I'ma need you to... What do I say that's not gonna get me banned? You know, make like the skit. Make like the skit. That's what I'll say.
And yes, that was...
Make like your dog shit skit in the second video.
Alluding to George Raccoon. Keyword members, not the entirety of the SCC. Here's a clip of that for context. Originally, I had no ill will towards the slideshow commentary community and the
Dude, it's so fucking quiet.
anti-slideshow commentary community. However, over the years, I have learned that current and former members have done not only irresponsible actions, but have gone as far as to do actions that are not only morally wrong, but illegal. And the fact that many current and former members are protecting people who have done said actions like that really fucking disgusts me. I really thought better of the community, but learning the things that I have over the years, I am absolutely disgusted. I don't expect you to believe me immediately, as I don't wish to go into the details, as this isn't what this video is for. But not only that, but for the sake of not only myself, but also the victims.
Crazy.
However,
Yeah,
this
the
is yet
victims that you
another
clearly care
reason
about.
as to why I just want absolutely fuck all to do with any member of the
It's easier to
SCC
just pack
and the
your bags and
anti-SCC,
leave.
just the community overall. I want to say right now, although it's not my place to apologize, I still want to apologize regardless to the victims for the treatment they...
Hello? Hello? She actually thinks she did nothing wrong. She actually thinks she did nothing wrong. She actually thinks it's just a-okay that she just sat by silently. Crazy to me that in less than a year, Julia's been a better friend to me than the people like Silver have in literally 10 years of knowing me. It's because it's not about the time, bestie, it's about the quality of their character. Some of these people, you can smell the pixels. They're that big.
They received for years on end by a community that should have protected you, rather than a rich-ass groomer who would have unfortunately gotten away with it regardless.
Oh yeah, rich-ass pedophile.
Because he has the money
Tale is old as time.
for good lawyers.
Song
It
is
is
old as rhyme.
beyond disgusting watching
Leo and the Pred.
people not only treat my sexual harasser like he's this good omen, but also a literal
Oh my god, it's not about you.
fucking groomer. Shocking to say, that applies to both George and Avi. The double standards they had were abysmal, given they had called V Omega out prior, but unlike V, George was somehow beloved by many. Literally had were abysmal.
Oh my god. I recognize it too. I'm trying to ignore it and also hoping that I don't get copyright. I would never say anyone cannot be friends with those I don't like or those I see as problematic. Child grooming is so #problematic. I'd be a hypocrite if I said you couldn't be chill with me. Dude, this is crazy. Susie actually needs to die. Technically everyone needs to die because that's how life works, but like we get what I mean. Covering my ass.
possible, given they had called V Omega out prior, but unlike V, George was somehow beloved by many.
Good night, Kyle.
Literally saying, George didn't groom someone like V did, therefore, he's innocent. Jesus fucking Christ. And so, I wanted to say something, and I did. And I do not regret it at all. People did see that update video, and apparently, behind the scenes, they weren't happy
Hopefully
about
not,
it.
literally.
And for that, I have to say, good. If you're mad about it, it's because I was talking about you. You're the problem. Cope and seethe, you said.
Dude, unlike you, people don't have to figure out that I'm talking about them. I will just call you a piece of shit to your face.
Self-centered, fake-ass, double-standard, groomer defender piece of garbage.
You're so tough, dude.
Chug on some gasoline, and then light up your last smoke.
Crazy. Crazy.
She blocked me as well, and it doesn't help my case how she believes all the lies She-Devil spewed. She literally liked She-Devil's posts where she calls me whack.
Wait, was this recently?
No.
Now hold on a second there, George. Are we really going to call it lies when you straight up confessed and admitted to what you did? Going as far as saying that you are not deserving of any defense. Oh wait, that was before Susie protected your ass. That's right, I forgot. Not only that, when it comes to She-Devil here, i.e. Rachel, for as long as I've known the SEC...
Just say her fucking name, dude.
See, the narrative is that anything...
The amount of nicknames that people give people, like insider nicknames, was so fucking stupid. I remember after a certain point after I came back, I just had to be like, say their fucking names, dude. I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. I don't go here.
And Rachel believes, they believe in the opposite. And I do want to make this clear so people don't get the wrong idea. I'm not on Rachel's side either. Rachel is a predatory person in of herself. The phrase, a broken clock can be right twice a day, exists for a reason. Rachel calling out Kenny and George for what they are only benefits herself. Predatory people can see the behaviors within other predatory people, and call it out as a means of either distracting attention away from themselves, or giving people this false facade that they are a good person. It is, unfortunately, the reality of our world that terrible people tend to want to look like a good person, rather than just being outwardly cruel.
Like you.
Most of the time, at least. The only reason that I am pointing this out is to point out the backwater flip-flopping morals that members of the Cloud Palace had. They were willing to protect predatory people if it merely meant that they were on the opposite stance of Rachel, despite Rachel, in of herself, being a predatory person. And she was once part of the SEC and hung around these people. So it makes you wonder. Did they protect her too? Just sit on that thought for now, because we'll answer that when it's relevant again. That being said,
Yep.
George is irrelevant for the rest of this.
Okay, guys, I'm so tired. Like, she speaks... Deed learned English, and we all have to suffer.
Discussion. So, let's just segue into our final words for him.
George, I'm gonna be upfront. We weren't terribly close. You made some art for me. We were certainly friends. I even met you in San Diego. But I think your reaction towards some of the stuff I was getting into and out of shows how
Evil things go down in San Diego. And I'll leave it at that.
little you actually knew me. I stopped liking my own commentaries because they didn't hold up, either from bad jokes or from the cameos and partners I've worked. I have nothing well not a fuck, despite you be life to forgetting. But I won't forget you. And if I find you in any sort of community, anywhere on the internet, you best believe I'm gonna make the fucking worst cartels look like kindergartners.
Okay, buddy. Sure. Sure. Also... Get it? Because George is Mexican. Ooh, scary cartel. Okay. 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 That's an interesting comment. Interesting comment. I'll leave it alone.
Stay the fuck away from minors.
Oh, that's a racism.
You garbage ass freak.
Alright, final words. Die. Live leak videos level of death for you, good sir. I dislike.
Crazy. I mean, I don't agree, but like... I mean, I don't disagree, but... You're just so cringe. I can't even, like, enthusiastically agree. I just have to be sad that, you know, you're someone saying this, you know?
Disliked you ever since the allegations first came out, and I will continue to dislike you, George. You being in this thread
no, the pedophiles
only benefits us.
Shut the fuck
No,
up.
hang
What are we
on a second.
doing?
I just realized something.
Oh my god, more skits. Oh my god. I don't care. Leave BB No Money out of this. Leave BB No Money out of this, dude. Get behind me, white boy. I'll defend you. BB No Money. Get behind me. This is what we're doing? Oh my god, you guys, groomer owned. You guys are embarrassing. You guys should actually be found in a river. That's crazy. Can we be done? Are we done? Do we want to look at the skit, you guys? Do I want to scar your eyes? Why is Deed's hair always so greasy? She probably doesn't wash it regularly. Which, for someone with her hair type, you should probably be washing it, like, at the very least every other day. No? Okay, no. We don't want to look at it? Okay. The chat has voted no. Oh, okay. People are wanting to see it. Okay. Hold on. Let me make a poll. Wait, I can't make a poll. Because the chat's not working. Surprise back shots. Thank you, Calvary is Queer, for the $5. Put in 1 in chat if you want to see the back shot skit. 2 in chat if you don't. Democracy. Oh my god, that's a lot of ones. Okay. I guess for everyone who is watching that doesn't want to see this, just scroll down or like close your eyes or something. Because we're gonna pull it up. Yeah. Mostly ones answered. It also has, like, fake blood in it. Dude, why am I pulling up the transcript? The transcript is gonna take 7 years to load. How do I... Okay. You know what? We're just gonna pull up the video. I downloaded it. Where is it? 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 No, where is it? Hold on. God damn it. I'm trying to find it in my thing. Where did it go? I'm shitting, peeing, screaming, crying. Is this it?
Unlike Dawn.
Oh, it is. Okay. Guys, we got it. We got it. We got it. We're gonna watch the stream. Or the skit.
Unlike
okay?
Dawn.
I hope everyone's ready to be traumatized. Oh my god, here it is. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm scared. Okay.
Donnie, I'm not the perfect
Why is it so quiet?
victim.
There we go.
Unlike Donnie, I'm not the perfect victim.
Dude. How is the blood the least disturbing part of your bathroom sink? How is, like, the fake blood the worst, like, the least disturbing part of your bathroom sink? Do you see that? Dude. Your bathroom is a petri dish. Are there condoms? I don't... Dude, I don't know. I fuck raw. JK. I don't know if there are condoms. I've never had to buy condoms for my peanuts that I don't have. Have y'all ever seen the fucking picture of like the female condom and it's like, damn, women be having huge cocks. There's mold everywhere. How do you live with this, dude? I can smell this. Insane.
A perfect victim doesn't have crash hands, helpers, or any form of physical trauma.
I literally can't even hear what the fuck you're saying. Yeah, also you're just wasting water. What is she doing? She looks constipated. Secondhand embarrassment. Me drunk off my tits.
That just makes you look.
She painted her arms with red Sharpie. Who the fuck cuts across their fingers? Is that a thing? I've never heard of people cutting across their fingers.
It's unstable.
We saw that's what.
Perfect victim doesn't use narcotics or any other forms of substances. That just makes him look like an addict, not trustworthy.
It's fucking monster! Dude, I've said this before. I said it in another stream. I'll be the first person to say that, like, being a Monster addict will fucking kill you. Monster is poison. Energy drinks and shit are fucking poison and will kill you, okay? Put the shit down. Unless you're, like, a hardcore, like, labor person and, like, you only need it every once in a while. You know, fine. I don't care. But, like, drinking them all the time, it's bad. It's giving bad student film. She couldn't even go down to the fucking gas station and buy a Bud Light. Maybe you didn't want to waste money, but like... Maybe you think Bud White is ass and you don't want to waste money on it, but like, oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, back shots are coming. Is everyone ready? Okay. She's about to get back shots. I just need to warn you all. Right now. She's literally about to get back shots. Cal, that's evil. Okay, if you don't want to see back shots, look away now. I will tell you when it's over.
A perfect victim doesn't struggle with hypersexuality or engages in taboo or risky sexual environments. That just makes you look like you deserve it.
Thank you, Deed and Silver. Please go directly to hell. It's crazy. You know, does anyone else find it really funny that in the video where they're moral grandstanding about consent or, whatever the fuck, and stuff like that, and how you need explicit consent for even just conversations and stuff before anything can be spoken about, or else it's sexual harassment. Even engaging in this stuff it still makes it sexual harassment. Or like reciprocating. Does anyone else find it weird that in the video where that is like a talking point, they include a skit where, you know, she gets back shots and like with no warning? Same woman that Silver implied is unable to consent, by the way. Because reminder that Silver fucking inferred and implied that Deed cannot consent. By saying what Avi did is fucked up because some people can't say no. If someone can't say no, they're not in control of their consent, and therefore it is non-consensual. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy, fucking crazy. I want to die. Remember to like the stream. Thank you for all the donations. I'm at a loss for words. I literally just sat and stared off into space. Not to be that person, but posting your fake backshots in a cringy SCC call-out video when there are actual sex workers being censored is crazy work. Oh yeah, and remember how I told you guys that, you know, she wanted to fucking, how they wanted to, like, expose a friend of mine for aiding in my grooming, when ironically, Deed's false accusations are the only thing that did. Deed tried to pretend when Asuka first confronted her that she wasn't trying to blame the person, almost said the name, blame the person for me getting groomed. But then we found this in her private chats. Club Hellfire. This is something, I guess. I don't know. Just to clear things up, Blank is a non-A, but they were also a non-V. They were the reason I met Avi. They were the other person I trusted showing the evidence. They were the one who said I made it all up and called me a liar. This whole time they hung around Chuli. They, in a way, allowed Chuli to get groomed because they kept Avi in their social circle and silenced me, his victim. We plan to expose Blank in their own video, but for now this is not public information. Loudon is here. We're gonna have to talk to Loudon, goddamn. And YouTube Dude, a guy who I have not spoken to in forever, and we did not end off on good terms, asks the sensible question. Do you want this info to be relayed to Chuli? Because that is the sensible fucking question to ask. And Deed says, no, I want to keep this from Chuli. I want to sleep on it, truthfully. Bitch, fuck you. And YouTube Dude agrees for some fucking reason. I was the first. I have seen everything. You'll never be withered, Chica. Reminder, you guys, that she was puffing her thing on her. Oh, we're gonna expose Eternity. I just said the name. I suck. Dude, I'm awful. Oh my god, I can't be trusted to do anything! Guys, don't fucking do anything to her. She doesn't want to be involved in this. There's no reason to involve her in this. If anything, she's a victim of a smear campaign. Just leave her alone. Sephi, you shut up! Okay, at least I'm doing things right. I just made the mistake of saying the person's name. We heard nothing, exactly. Don't even know who it is, exactly. But, like, they're like, we want to expose the person. We want to expose them and, like, come out about this. And they're obviously trying to, like, they're obviously implying that they're going to use, like, this. They're going to make the accusation that the person involved, aided in me being groomed. Like, that was a public accusation they wanted to make. But, like, this is them when I confront them in the call.
I hadn't planned out how the video was going to go, but it was going to be something possibly briefly mentioned.
Oh, we were just gonna maybe briefly mention it. We didn't really know if we wanted to mention it just by us running our mouths about it constantly in private. You know, we weren't truthfully sure. The fucking danger to children was gonna be the briefly mentioned part? Are you insane? That's deed.
Well,
I guess you were gonna dedicate all your fucking shit drama fodder interpersonal relationship in there, right? And that was gonna be the main focus of the video, not the fact that she was a danger to children.
you're right.
Oh my god, you guys! Live Jack's reaction. It's so funny. I was talking when she first joined the call, and like as you see, like my avatar, like be the main focus. He turns towards Deed. So like when it first fucking happens, like she joins and Jax immediately looks at her. It's really funny. That also happens as I'm calling Safi a slur, which is probably just the icing on the cake. Chat, have we done enough? Has this been a successful stream trilogy about these flops? You hate me so bad, bitch, you want me so bad. Okay, amazing stream, thank you. Trilogy with the side story of Ponder. Done a great job. Oh, thank you guys. Thank all of you that were here. Thank you everyone that's been so supportive, especially when I was talking about Ponder. That was a very difficult thing to do. But yeah, I think it's time to close the chapter. It's time to close. How I don't know how sayings work. Close the book on the words of the chapter in the reading. It's time to end this little trilogy thing. This era of shitting on Deed and Silver. It has been done. It is successful. Remember to like the stream, besties. Of course, Safi. Close the chapter on this story. There we go. Thank you to everyone who donated. Y'all have been so incredibly fucking generous. Incredibly compassionate. I love my community. I love you guys. You guys are so sweet and amazing. Genuinely, thank y'all for sticking with me through this shit. You know, people like Ponder want to say like, oh, thanks for sticking by me, you know, to her fucking patrons behind a paywall. Be like, thanks for sticking by me. Weird thing to do. Weird thing to do. Thank you guys for sticking by me in lieu of what I have dealt with. And with the muffled Mexican music in the background, I'm gonna go ahead and close out the stream. Oh, I love you guys too. We're gonna end stream now. I don't know when I'm gonna stream next. I did want to do a stream about V Omega because Yen made the video about V Omega. Some of the other victims of V Omega wanted to be in on that stream. I know Anthony and like Joni want to be part of that stream. I'd have to hit them up, see when they're free. But I should be streaming at least one more time this month. Hopefully a few more times. Hopefully the jar video will be out this month. I'll edit the clip out for the Ponder video. Yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Love you all. Mwah.